Part 64. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 657. The big white chef's hat conceals the dull gold conch cap, but behind the chef's hat is a transparent curtain, through which a pair of slanted eyes can be seen. Serious. Cutting board, kitchen knife, beef. Unfortunately, the famous Kobe Wagyu from Sakura country is not available in the wet market, but Nozawa said that if Yang Yu wanted to taste it, he would reserve a seat in advance. 30,000 Sakura coins are indeed a bit too little. Yang Yu asked Nozawa to spend all the money together, buying dozens of kilograms of vegetables, more than 10 kilograms of meat, 2 fish, and enough sauce for the rest. Living comfortably without anybody's help. Ever since, such an extremely strange scene appeared in the battlefield of Tokyo Spirit University. Yang Yu sat in the main seat. Nozawa Naburo wanted to stand next to him, but Yang Yu asked him to sit in the guest seat on the left side. On the right-hand side is the blank space. Chirp. The obedient natural bird under the hands of the little dream demon tilted its head and looked curiously at the stupid outfit, then closed its eyes and felt the gentle touch on its forehead comfortably. So cool. Yeah. He opened his mouth blankly and took a look at the natural bird. He thought of his little apprentice. It felt good to be able to see a natural bird in a foreign country. Dudu, the knife is out. Arrange the pieces of beef, apply a mental sharp edge on the blade, control the strength, and easily cut the whole piece of beef into small square pieces, neatly. Then, prepare onions. Only heard below the venue. Chop 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 chop. A dense sharp sound fell like a torrential rain. At this moment, at the Tokyo Elf battleground, it was like a war drum. The dull knife was the drumstick, the chopping board, and the drum head. Under these dense and urgent drum beats. Chop chop. The sound of the final tone has fallen, and the onions are ready. Although the onions at this time are still as a whole, when Dede pulls them apart gently from both sides of the onions, they become as thin as cicada wings and as smooth as silk. As dense as a spider web. The people who came here to watch the excitement were already silent. Yang Yu raised his eyebrows. Who dares to fight? What happened over there? Is there someone cooking and cooking over there? Oh my god, this sound gives me goosebumps. The rhythm and drum beats are so strong. Quick, go take a look, it seems like this has never happened before. Wait a minute, that person looks familiar, is the one on the far right Nozawa-kun. At this moment, the people in the student union have received news from the venue. In an instant, all the elite monsters arranged by Vice President Kudo Hashizo, oh no, they are elite trainers, came to this battle site one after another. They poured in from the door diagonally opposite Yang Yu and Nozawa. Master Han Li, those people must be here. I see a few familiar figures from the student union. Nozawa Naburo on the side didn't know why, his voice was trembling. Sitting here, his whole body began to tremble. It's not that kind of fear, but a feeling of uncontrollable excitement. Follow Master Han Li. It's exciting, really, it's so exciting. Sitting here, listening to the war drums played by King Dede with his sword, and watching this amazing sword skill, it seems as if these elite trainers walking in at this moment are all the dishes served by King Dede's sword. It was cut neatly and clearly. This is the confidence brought by strength. Is he really here to cook? Nakamura Shuaki felt an unspeakable dimness in his mind. He looked at Yang Yu and Nozawa sitting swaggeringly here, setting down the ring and letting what is this, King Slow? Nakamura Shuaki took a breath of air conditioning, King of Slowness. How come there is King Dada cooking here? He didn't know why, but he vaguely felt something bad. How to say? Is this Chinese trainer too calm? Recently, the Elf Alliance and trainers of Sakura country have focused their attention on the Mount Fuji area. Winter is approaching, and some large-scale sacrificial activities are about to begin. Mount Fuji is the largest elf secret land in Sakura country. Will be opened, and some foreign news will naturally be downplayed. It's okay, there are many of us, he is just one person, can he still change the world? Shuichi Nakamura is determined. It has to be said that it was these elites from the student union behind him who gave him great motivation and confidence. Besides, that hot chick Nozawa, an elite trainer who had been eliminated by the Elf Alliance, a loser, how could the national trainer let such a weakling follow him? Unless, he himself is also a weak person. Even if there is a slow king, so what? Of course Nakamura Shuichi didn't know that the reason why Yang Yu asked Nozawa to follow him was because he had a crush on him. There was a very reliable long-term meal ticket named Yuri Sakura behind him. Of course, it was mainly about money. Just like when Yang Yu first walked through the Pearl Forest, Wang Xiaoli was looking for a guide and a translator just because it was cheap. Even if we are looking for thugs, is there anyone who can fight better than Yang Yu himself? Yang Yu couldn't afford a gym-level fighter, and it was even more impossible to find one that was free and paid for by Yang Yu. Strong, soft, Dragon Claw consider? If it doesn't work, Yang Yu sings to them. Nozawa is just an ordinary person in Sakura country now. Just like the delivery boy in China, he tries to give 5-star reviews to those who can give 5-star reviews. After all, delivery boys are not easy either. Riders who shuttle between cities, it is inevitable that customers cannot be satisfied due to weather or other reasons, and they will have to make ends meet. If Nozawa has any evil intentions, Dede and Little Dream Demon will naturally tell Yang Yu. If Yang Yu doesn't bother, Lily Ying will naturally solve the matter. These elite monsters in front of us are different. Since they are all elite monsters, they must be quite rich. They can expend experience and money. 1 or 2 may be too little, but taken together they are a lot. Yang Yu won't let anyone go. Otherwise, I would be really sorry for myself and the Little Dream Demon. The 3 of you who paid 10,000 Sakura coins are ready to challenge. By the way, I almost forgot. Yang Yu said, taking out a simple poster from his pocket and pasting it on the bulletin board next to Nozawa. Challenge. Champion, Han Li. Challenge rules, 6 elves chosen by the challenger. 1 highly recommended by the challenger, 1v1, 2v2. 2 the challenger doesn't want to recommend, 3v3. 3 the challenger strongly does not recommend, 6v6. Friendly reminder, after successfully challenging the 1-star difficulty, you will unlock the 3-star difficulty. After successfully challenging the 3-star difficulty, you will unlock the 5-star difficulty. Price: 1-star difficulty, 10,000 Sakura coins per person. 3-star difficulty, 100,000 Sakura coins per person. 5-star difficulty, 10 million Sakura coins per person. All warriors, please enjoy the challenge, Xie, and challenge, Qian. Of course, it is impossible to write the word spend money on the poster. Yang Yu still wants to be a person. When Nozawa watched Master Han Li making this poster in the picture and text shop, to be honest, he felt that his left and right eyelids were beating crazily. Lord Han Li. It seems to be even scarier than Lady Yuri Sakura. Nozawa bets that if such a poster is posted, it will not only affect the student union, but also the trainers in the entire Tokyo Spirit University. The scene is almost out of control. Good guy, you are so arrogant, 6v6, 10 million Sakura coins, why don't you go and grab it? How can it be called robbery when something you and I agree on? It's you who want to challenge me, not me who wants to challenge you. Really, if you don't have money, don't force me here. Not much to say, 1v1, 2v2, sign up here in Nozawa, come one by one, don't worry, I'm still cooking here. Don't disturb me to earn, eat. Yang Yu almost twisted his tongue behind him, but it's okay, otherwise it's just nonsense. That's the truth. Of the many people in the student union, there were naturally a few who could understand the Chinese language spoken by Yang Yu. In an instant, these people couldn't help themselves. How can I bear this? The situation is now so tense. Beat. It must be beaten hard. Listen to Vice President Kudo and increase your efforts. If this bastard trainer's elf is beaten to the point where it has no fighting ability, then use the best healing moves, increase the intensity of the treatment, and then continue to fight. You must make him cry. Line in line, line up, sign up one by one. Nozawa now felt that he was in a moment of witnessing history. Although he was no longer a trainer certified by the Elf Alliance, he was able to collect money for Lord Hanli. It's Nozawa's greatest honor. I'll go first. Tokyo Spirit University, elite trainer Mito Chinju, ranked 523rd in strength, please give me some advice from Han Lejun. Battle, 2v2, Shui Chinju was angry in his heart, but as an elite trainer, he still used the etiquette when challenging. Do it. Chinese trainer Han Li. Please. Yang Yu bowed. Little Dream Demon, stop messing with the birds, it's your turn to take the stage, take Little Bangbao to scare the children, here's the elf ball for you. There are 3 little guys in Yang Yu's hat now. Tijipai and the Little Dream Monster are playing together, the natural bird, playing with the natural bird. This big matcha one seems to especially like to be played with by the Little Dream Monster and Tijipai. It is also very comfortable to wear, fluffy, and just the right size for Little Dreamer and Tijipai. The Little Dream Monster poked his head out of the hat. His hair was a bit like jelly, bouncing back and forth. Going on stage? Are you going to scare people? The Little Dream Demon looked at Nozawa, who was collecting a small amount of money over there, and felt a little envious. In the future, when the Little Dream Demon has money, he must build his own horror house. While collecting other people's money, he can also scare people and elves. It is simply a double comfort both materially and spiritually. But now, the Little Dream Demon still has to work hard obediently. After all, Master has given it such good conditions, and the Master is also creating opportunities for her to improve her strength. Be on your best, Little Dream Monster. Make more money and scare more children. In the midst of an extremely shocked uproar, the Little Dream Demon held a pokeball in his arms and got on. Poppy. Chirp. Tijipai is also holding a little ball in his arms, but this little ball is soft and furry, but still very cute. High-level elf, Han Lejun, are you looking down on our elite trainers from Tokyo Elf University? Mito Cheng came to the battlefield and looked at Meng, who came on the field with a smile on his face with a pokeball in his arms. Demon, his face suddenly became angry. Mito-kun, hit him hard. If this trainer is just showing up, we will never forgive him. Mito-kun, you must go all out. Let this high-level elf Dream Demon feel the powerful strength of the elite elf. Mito-kun, increase your efforts. This is our home court. Trainers from other countries will not be tolerated here. Only Nozawa. In this extremely noisy venue, among these extremely angry Sakura country trainers, Nozawa was the only one. He was shaking as he held the mobile phone he used to collect money. Is this the strength of Master Han Li? High-level elf. Let the opponent have an elf and have a 1v2 battle? Wrong. A sudden inspiration came to Nozawa's mind, and he suddenly realized that he couldn't help but look back at the poster. That last column. The challenger strongly does not recommend 6v6. A trainer who is good at manipulating people's hearts, a magician of people's hearts, maybe it's not too much to call him a devil, right? Nozawa had already begun to feel sad for these short-sighted people in the student union. He was once just like these people. He became famous at a young age and was intoxicated with it. He didn't know that there were mountains outside the mountains and there were people outside the people. These years of social experience made Nozawa pay for his youthful frivolity. If you fall behind, you will be beaten. Nozawa was disappointed. He said this sentence in Chinese language. The arena set up by Yang Yu, with layers of so-called difficult challenges, is definitely the best catalyst for anger against these trainers from Tokyo Spirit University. This is a game. The maker of the game is not these uproarious crowds, nor is it the so-called vice president of the student union Kudo Hashizo. The real controller is sitting here at this moment with a smile on his face. The dude king next to him, at this moment, has made all the preparations before putting the ingredients into the pot. Just wait for that moment. In the venue, a voice from the little dream demon sounded that seemed to be very happy. However, when the smile on the little dream monster's face disappeared, the sharp tiger teeth like a little devil at the corners of its mouth were revealed ferociously. In the eyes of these trainers, the elf ball in the arm suddenly fell from the little dream demon's arms. Snap! Zhyla! The ingredients prepared in a daze are put into the pot at this moment. This was originally a very loud splashing sound of hot oil, but when a terrifying blue figure appeared in the field, the roar that shook the entire venue suddenly struck like a mountain falling apart. Ho ho ho! Little Bayo Bayo finally appears again. This time, he wants to fight to the fullest. The nearly 50 or 60 elite trainers in the audience were all stunned. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Shao. Chapter 658. Gyarados. Elite level, this is already the peak of elite level Gyarados. My ears, hold grass. This Gyarados is bigger than Deputy Director Kudos, and longer than Deputy Director Kudos. OMG. The deafening roar made Mito Cheng almost urinate on the field. He raised his head and looked at the giant beast Gyarados rising into the sky, and the blue triangle of Gyarados that looked like he was driving a mecha, the same dream monster. This is the dream of countless trainers. In the world of elves, various elves often appear in TV programs, and Gyarados is no exception. Unfortunately, wild Gyarados is extremely difficult to tame, because the appearance of a wild Gyarados in the sea often means that there are more Gyarados not far away. Once a group of Gyarados triggers a furious tsunami, directly submerging medium-sized ones. Not to mention the islands. Want to breed a Magikarp? In this Sakura country, where the strength of trainers is paramount, who would waste huge manpower, material and financial resources to cultivate a Magikarp that would probably not evolve? By investing these resources into other elves, we can even cultivate many elite-level and high-level elves. But this still doesn't stop trainers from fantasizing about riding Gyarados, especially male trainers. This is the romance of men. But now, a little dream monster stood on the blue triangle on the head of Gyarados, high up, looking down at the entire elf battlefield. This is not the pretentiousness of a fox but the power of a tiger. Come down to 1v1 if you can. Mito Cheng burst into tears. He was talking about Hammer's 2v2. Isn't 1v1 with 6 elves great? Why can't he think about it? He wants to have a 2v2 with Gyarados and Dream Demon. However, Mito Siaki thought that if he chose 1v1, then this dream monster would not be on the field. In other words, if it's 1v1, how can I beat a Gyarados with peak elite strength? Mito Cheng feels that his 6 elves combined are not enough to fight such a Gyarados. What a sin! Come out, come out, come on, 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 come out, 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 ba, big butterfly. Mito Cheng's voice was trembling when he summoned his own elf. Mito Cheng, come on. Work hard to consume Gyarados' energy. Mito-kun, come on, I believe you can do it. Mito on the field listened to the words of these colleagues and his blood could spurt out. Why don't you come up here and try it yourself? Don't stand there and talk without your back hurting. No matter what Mito Cheng thinks, this elf battle will still go on. Gala, Gala, Bone Club Boomerang, attract the attention of Gyarados, Bada Butterfly, fly up, use paralysis powder. Mito Cheng gave the order through gritted teeth, even he didn't notice that his legs were shaking. Gala, Gala, Gala. Ho ho ho. Xiao Bao Bao, roaring, full of threats. Gala Gala took the Bone Club and rushed towards the rising Gyarados, but there was another violent roar in the sky, which frightened Gala Gala, who was already daunted by his will to fight, and even lost his Bone Club and Boomerang. It was thrown straight away with a flick. The Bada Butterfly, which flapped its wings and flew fearfully in the direction of Xiao Bao Bao, suddenly saw a boomerang with an extremely strange trajectory in front of it, and began to rotate at high speed in the air. Aha! Sigma, oh! Oh! Bada Huo stared at the familiar boomerang with his eyes wide open, it was actually whirring in its direction. Bada Butterfly flapped its wings desperately. Run! Report to the master, there is a traitor in the team. Only a crisp hit sound was heard in the sky. Gala Gala, who was sweating profusely, watched helplessly as his Bone Club hit his friendly forces with extremely precise swings. In the sky, the Bada Butterfly felt like he was hit in the head by a blow, and his body quickly fell down uncontrollably. And fell to the field with a clack. Gala Gala, from now on, we will never have any grievances between you and me. This was Bada Huo's last thought before being knocked unconscious by the bone stick. Gala, Gala. Gala Gala looked at the bad butterfly and his own Bone Club that fell on the field. For a moment, he held his chin with his left hand and hugged the bones on his head with his right hand. Sigma. Mito Cheng. Yang Yu. The whole audience was once again shocked by Gala Gala's excellent operation. Mito Cheng, quit the student union. Too bad. When Yang Yu saw such things happening on the field, his first thought was that he should pay attention in the future. When fighting in a 2v2 or even with more elves in a team fight, he must avoid causing critical hits to his friends when his elves use moves. This reminder is really crucial. What's wrong with Mito? This trainer from the Sakura Kingdom is a good person. He actually braved the disapproval of the world and gave Yang Yu such an important reminder through an elf battle in front of everyone. He used his own elf's outstanding performance to unleash a powerful force on the friendly elf. An instant move. Is this a reminder to Yang Yu? Especially for gym-level elves like Yang Yu, you must pay attention to avoid being affected by friendly moves during team battles. For example, when Regielocke is here, Salty Fish King and Great Beauty cannot use surfing. Otherwise, Regielocke will be stunned by surfing before he even takes action. There is also the electric move of Little Dream Demon. It is best not to use it on Little Bao Bao. After all, Little Bao Bao does not have the terrifying physique of charging electricity like Salted Fish King. However, Little Bao Bao's strength is now much higher than that of Little Dream Demon. Quite a few, being shocked by the Little Dream monster won't have much impact, but it's hard to say in the future. Whatever the case, good guy. This Mito Cheng is definitely a great person. Just when Gala Gala fell into a state of being stunned by her own show, the little dream demon rode on the little Bao Bao and launched a fearful charge. Rush the duck. The fearful face moves performed by little dream demon complement each other perfectly when paired with little Bao Bao's ferocious face. Ho ho ho. Little Bao Bao also likes things like torturing vegetables. Gala Gala was so frightened by the rolling attack that he immediately turned around and ran away. As for the bone sticks and the like, how could they be so important in escaping? Destroy you on behalf of justice. Little Bao Bao raised his head, and his high-pitched voice once again shocked the entire audience. At the same time, his tail was thrown straight down in the direction of the rattle. All the elite monsters in the audience felt their eyelids twitch. Rumbling sounds came from the battlefield. Gala, Mito Cheng's eyelids twitched. In the field, Gala Gala was like a nail. It was attacked by Xiao Bao Bao's tail and knocked directly into the ground. He didn't even need to use the power of the water system. He solved the battle with one move. Ho ho ho. Xiao Bao Bao felt extremely happy when he saw his opponent's defeat. At that time, we were playing a gym-level Pokemon battle in a water gym. Little Bao Bao appeared for a few seconds. He didn't even have time to show off before he was sent back to the Pokemon ball by Tornado. This time, little Bao Bao, let's have a good fight. Even if it means torturing food, Xia Bao Bao still wants to enjoy it. It's not easy. I finally have a chance to show off. Ho ho ho. The raptors are crying. This is so embarrassing. Elite trainers do not need all 6 elves to be elite to obtain this certification. Most elite trainers will have some elves that still belong to the strength level of high-level elves. Gala Gala and Bada Butterfly are already Mito Cheng's highest combat power. Now, Rada. Carapace. When Lada saw that his opponent was such a terrifying Gyarados, he was so intimidated that he turned around and ran away. When the spiny shell saw it, he closed the double shell directly and beat it to death without opening the shell. Stack armor. Crazy armor stacking. Cast iron wall, prepare to hold on. Mito Cheng's panicked mind only focused on defending against Gyarados' attack. The dream monsters on the field, with their small size, were almost completely ignored by him under the huge body of Gyarados. Stacking armor? I've never heard of a sentence. Is armor all paper? Yang Yu shook his head, sighed, and then raised his eyebrows. Little dream demon, shock its butt. Nozawa vaguely felt something tighten in himself. The little dream demon looked at the motionless spiny shell in the field, and his eyes were already shining like stars. The little dream monster asked little Bao Bao to help poke the spiny shell with its tail and turn it over. The little dream monster is going to shock his butt? Little Bao Bao happily accepted the order. Charging beam. Mathematical intersection symbol (O). Dot**. The spiny shell has opened its shell. There was even a burning smell, especially the back, which was completely black from the electricity. The spiny shell has lost all its combat effectiveness. The Doli mushroom. The fiery monkey. The battle ended quickly as the two figures that flew out together landed heavily on the ground. Thank you for your patronage, welcome to come again next time. Yang Yu couldn't help but shook his head inwardly. This brother was really not persistent enough. He didn't even have time to cook a dish. He was too good at it. Morita Yuaki, it's your turn. Nakamura Shuaki felt that he couldn't get on so early, and powerful people should wait until the end. Yuaki Morita was just about to speak, but when he saw the death stare of a group of people in the student union, he couldn't help but feel sad and angry. What could he do? He was also desperate. How can you beat this? Morita-kun, come on. Work hard to consume Gyarados' physical strength. Our student union is proud of you. Morita-kun, come on. At this time, Nozawa had experienced many ups and downs in his life. Looking at the trainers in the student union, more or less, there were shadows of himself in them. Thinking about it now, he was really very good at that time. Childish. These trainers in the student union are also very naive. They are probably living in an ivory tower and have not received any beatings from society. At this moment, Nozawa didn't know why. He was even looking forward to seeing what these people would look like after being beaten up by Lord Hanli, and he couldn't help but feel happy. Well played. At this time, when Dede poured the pounded seasoning into the pot, a strong aroma, like the release of beef, began to permeate the venue. Dede cooks it very patiently. The chewiness of the beef and the tenderness of the meat all need to be taken care of during the cooking process. This time, it was nearly 8.5 minutes cooked, and the unique aroma formed by mixing simple seasonings, embellished with the smell of onions, made the meaty aroma even more penetrating and attractive. Okay, it smells so good. Nozawa had even ignored the fact that there was a silly chef cooking exquisite dishes beside him. Perhaps it was because of the exciting battle between elves on the battlefield that Nozawa forgot about it for a moment. The hunger in my stomach was gone, but now. Up. Nozawa, come here, try the braised beef made by my family. Yang Yu is not very used to the taste of black pepper, so his favorite braised beef is more delicious. After Dede thickened the braised soup a little, he evenly distributed it on 2 plates. At the same time, he also prepared a small piece of braised beef wrapped in the soup for Tajipai and natural bird. Thank you, Master Hanli. Nozawa felt extremely grateful. What does this feel like? Watching such an elf battle, Nozawa felt that he had a huge appetite, not to mention that King Slow had such superb cooking skills. This cup of braised beef had a thick soup with a golden red color, and you could even see the liquid in the soup. The indescribable elasticity of the beef, with the fork of the fork, the tenderness of the beef deeply stimulated Nozawa's taste buds. Just looking at it makes my index finger move. When Nozawa raised his head to watch the next elf battle on the field, he found himself in a long queue, pairs of green eyes, like hungry wolves, even if they had already had lunch, but at this time. The smell of braised beef that was enough to arouse their nerves permeated the place. Who the hell still remembered that they had lunch? It's obvious that he didn't eat enough. Suddenly, Nakamura Shuaki and the defeated Mito Cheng seemed to have thought of something. That one. Did Han Li say something like that? The 3 of you are hungry and want to eat something. You can pay a little more. At that time, Shuaki Nakamura and the others thought it was Han Li who was pretending to be sophisticated, and they all thought it was nonsense. Now. It smells so damn good. Nozawa-kun, I want to eat beef like this. Nozawa Naburo looked at this group of hungry student union trainers and lamented in his heart that Master Han Li had such unpredictable methods. Even if these elite trainers lost, they probably would not feel any sympathy for Master Han Li in their hearts. The hatred is because of this delicious food. Take advantage of other people's weak hands and eat their weak mouths. After losing the game, there is still the comfort of delicious food. Even if you lose the game in the end, it's just like spending tens of thousands of Sakura coins to come to the Tokyo Spirit University Battle Arena for a delicious meal. More importantly, it's absolutely worth every penny. Nozawa believed that if he were in the top restaurants in Sakura country, he might not be able to eat such delicious braised beef. If someone comes to slander these student union losers, it is estimated that instead of transferring their anger to Master Han Li, they will collectively attack those so-called own people. Because those who have never eaten the food cooked by King Dede will never imagine how delicious it tastes. Terrible. Master Han Li is really terrible. In Nozawa Naburo's mind, Yang Yu's terrifying level began to rise unknowingly, even surpassing the terrifying Yuri Sakura-sama. Because Master Han Li is not a trainer from Sakura country. Nozawa conveyed the words to Yang Yu very respectfully. Yang Yu naturally agreed. Why did he buy so many vegetables? He and Nozawa couldn't eat it? Aren't you just here to exchange for Sakura coins? What was Nozawa's expression? He was just having lunch. Did he need to look at him, Yang Yu, with such intense eyes? More importantly, Dede also enjoys the fun of making dishes and is not tired at all. As for the small money, it is just a floating cloud. For Dede, the unique state of mind that settles down while cooking is the way to improve his strength. Good chance. Just like the slow king of the super tower, including the slow hippo there, their strength is improved through physical therapy for clients, working with all their heart, and loving the work in their own field is a way to improve their strength. If you want to eat, you can. First pay the registration fee of 10,000 Sakura coins for the battle, and then pay 10,000 Sakura coins, so that everyone can eat it. One person can taste 2 dishes. After 2 dishes, no matter how much Sakura coins you pay, it won't work. Unless you have the opportunity to open the second level, which is 3v3. At this moment, not to mention Nozawa, all the trainers in the student union were stunned. Are you being affected by this fragrance and hearing hallucinations? This Chinese trainer is so good. He actually encouraged them to work hard to pass the first level test of 1v1 and 2v2, and even set up level rewards. Turtle. Are they not going to step up their efforts now? With so many of them working together, they can definitely defeat the big devil on the field. Yang Yu felt that he was a really good person. In order to stimulate the enthusiasm of the leaks, he asked them to work hard to unite and use the most powerful force to fight against the combination of Little Bao Bao and Little Dream Demon. Yang Yu even spared no expense. You see, these beef, these seasonings, these pitiful side dishes that are going to be eaten, are just a small amount of money. I hope that little Tyrannosaurus can vent all his anger. He has been stuck at the elite level for so long, but he still hasn't taken that step. It's a pity that the battle between the elves at the gym level did not last too long. However, for Gyarados, for the elves of this race, stimulating the bloody nature of cruelty is also a way to improve their strength. The thought that Yang Yu raised was fleeting. There are many ways to break through the limits of strength, not only the huge sense of oppression when facing powerful elves, but sometimes, venting all the mania deep in the heart and letting go completely. It's also a way. Just like the author of a novel, when he is stuck, if he holds it in, he will not be able to write anything, but it will affect the plot. A proper rest will allow his thoughts to flow completely. Only then can you write more interesting stories. Dear little leaks, all the domestic trainers don't play with me anymore, only you. Yang Yu felt that he was almost moved to tears by the elite monsters in front of him. Ho ho ho. Little Bao Bao, attack with cruelty. Please vote. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 659. Next person. Another elite monster on the field accepted a beating from Little Bao Bao and Little Dream Demon. The 6 elves could not survive 4 rounds in 2v2. The extra round was because Little Dream Demon shocked a big monster. It took 2 butts from the tail cat to make it lose its ability to fight. Little Bao Bao will deliberately reduce his strength and beat some elves until they are almost exhausted, allowing Little Dream Demon to complete the final blow. This is already the 18th elite monster to end up. However, with so many losers in front of him, this elite monster walked out with his head held high. After all, he was a powerful elite monster that survived 4 rounds. Compared with many of the previous ones who only lasted 3 rounds, he is already very powerful. Everyone can comfort themselves. Especially after the show, you can also eat a secret grilled tofu. The rectangular tofu has 8 sharp corners and is deep fried until golden brown. The middle part is tender and white, with a flavor like deep fried milk. However, when one of the corners is chewed, there is a very strong smell. The pure aroma of beans, mixed with unique seasonings, hits your heart. Lose the game, win life. Too delicious. Closing his eyes, with a sigh of enjoyment, when the 18th elite monster opened his eyes again, he found a pair of green pears in front of him staring at the paper box of secret roasted tofu in his hand. What do you want to do? I'm telling you, don't mess around. I paid for this. You, don't come over here. One meat dish, one vegetarian dish. For only 20,000 Sakura coins, you can not only experience the ultimate delicious food, but also enjoy an extra beating from society. Yang Yu feels that he is really a conscientious businessman and is so considerate. Unfortunately, this wave of operations will not last long, but it doesn't matter. After this operation, Yang Yu can also go to other elf universities in Sakura country. If this thing can't be done in Sakura country, Yang Yu can still go to other countries and regions. These experiences can only be accumulated by trying them. After all, practice is the only criterion for testing truth. Is Yang Yu talking about leaks? No, it's not. What Yang Yu said was how to help the elves who are at the bottleneck of strength to break through themselves and take a very important step. I don't know what the specific situation of Xiao Baobao is now. To break through the shackles of the elite level, should we increase the intensity of torture? Yang Yuxian put down the chopsticks in his hand and pondered for a moment. After all, fighting 2 by 2 like this, doesn't it seem particularly fun? Would it be more suitable for Xiao Baobao to have 6 at a time? Lord Han Li, there are elite trainers here asking if they can please fight faster. They queued up in such a long queue and fought for a long time. They can't wait to eat, they are so greedy that they feel uncomfortable. When Ziyi translated this for Yang Yu, the corners of his mouth began to twitch. He told himself not to laugh, but the feeling of controlling his muscles was so uncomfortable. Poppy. Mum. Chirp. Yang Yu found that Tajipai next to him was holding a matcha tea tree in his arms and sitting on the mini dragon. It felt like riding a small electric donkey. He suddenly wanted to go to the field to find the little dragon. Dream Sister plays. The little dream monster has fired several charging beams, and has successfully defeated at least 6 little elves, not including the few that the little dream monster crippled. It can be said that the performance is already very good. Yang Yu wanted to take the little dream demon back so that the little Bao could exert its full power without any worries. Unexpectedly, someone actually gave him a pillow when he wanted to take a nap. Ask them if they would like to play 1v6 with Gyarados and an elf. It would be faster and we can solve it all in one go. When Yang Yu was talking, he found that Nozawa couldn't hold his face straight and kept coughing. Sorry, Master Han Li, I really can't bear it anymore. Yang Yu waved his hand. I know, you are professionally trained. When Nozawa translated this to these elite monsters, many people thought it was very reliable and quickly agreed. After all, they still knew themselves. Even Nakamura Shuaki, the elite trainer ranked 68th in the student union, they couldn't survive 4 rounds, let alone people like them. It's not fair, why do we have to play 3 2v2 games? If I had known that I could throw all 6 elves at once, I wouldn't have to wait so long. Yes, yes. If I had known it could be over quickly, I wouldn't have had to play a 2v2 elf battle so painfully. As if they had reached an agreement, these 18 elite monsters expressed their unhappiness one after another. The huge gap in strength has made these elite monsters realize that Han Li sitting here is no longer a trainer at their level that they can provoke. I don't know if there is a sentence that I don't know whether to say or not. They felt that even if the vice president came, he might be like them. In 2v2, he would not be able to survive 4 or 5 rounds. Anyway, it would not exceed 10 rounds. This Gyarados is one size larger than the vice president's. Although the vice president's Gyarados can wreak havoc on most trainers in the student union, but it is incomparable to the one in front of me. The elite trainers felt a little numb when they looked at the concave places on the field that looked like carrot pits. Each pit meant that an elf had been buried in it. It's so miserable, it's so miserable. Yang Yu was happy after hearing the complaints from these trainers. These elite monsters were not satisfied with Yang Yu's after-sales service. How can that be done? As a conscientious businessman, of course, we must work hard to comfort every little leak. Otherwise, how can we continue in the future? Although they are all extremely tender little leaks, Yang Yu can establish a flourishing leak base in Sakura country. In the future, if any elf's strength reaches a bottleneck and needs such a cruel outlet, let the trainers here come to help. How great it is like now? Everyone, it's like this. Now everyone here has seen that there is not much food. It is not enough for everyone to share in one round. In this way, first let the trainers who can perform 1v6 quickly finish the game, and then, the ones who finish first people eat first, and the trainers who are waiting in line for the elf battle will now go to the vegetable market with Nozawa to buy another batch of vegetables. It is best for trainers with flying and super type elf to get priority. This time, I'll pay for it. Yang Yu quickly reached an agreement with these elite monsters. The results were almost the same. After all, fighting was necessary. The trainers of this group of student unions are just some small minions, not the most powerful ones. Facing Yang Yu's little Bayo Bayo, they are powerless but weak. If trainers like us didn't work hard, the enemy would have Gundam. Faced with such elite monsters who actively signed up to play and take the initiative to be beaten, Yang Yu felt that this operation was worthwhile. What's more, all this money comes from the little leaks in front of you. The wool comes from the sheep, so you can spend a few pennies on buying vegetables. This wave is about putting a long line, and you may not be able to catch big fish, but there is absolutely no problem if the water flows slowly. At this moment, Tajipai had already taken the natural bird with him, sitting on the Mini Dragon brand luxury electric donkey, and picked up the little dream demon sister who had ended up. The Mini Dragon twisted its tail like a chugging and returned. Yang Yu sighed. Dragon Knight Tajipai was having a great time. Little dream demon, you performed very well. Next, let's take a break and watch Xiao Bao Bao together, Yang Yu praised without hesitation. The little dream demon was a little tired, and there was sweat on his forehead. However, he was very satisfied. He had won so many elves in a row, and he could brag about it with his master after returning home. In the battlefield, Dejia, mosquito repellent swimmer, Howley, Rumblestone, Lotus Hat Boy, Big Needle Bee. This is the first time Xiao Bao Bao has enjoyed the 1v6 treatment. The strongest elf is the elite level Dejia, followed by the elite level mosquito repellent swimmer, and the rest of the elves are all high level elves. The little dream monster is not on the elf battlefield now, so the little dream monster can exert his most powerful power without any scruples. I have already experienced the thrill of defeating 2 elves at once. What will it feel like to defeat 6 elves at once? The look in Xiao Bao Bao's eyes that was gradually eager to fight, revealed incomparable madness. He couldn't wait any longer. Everyone, come on together. Dejia, let's make a big fuss. Mosquito repellent swimmer, brute force. Howley, Rumblestone, Lotus Hat Kid, Big Needle Bee, come on. Xiao Bao Bao's intimidating aura has a more terrifying effect on the weaker elves. However, among the 6 elves, the relatively weak Lotus Hat Boy Long Longshi has his friends around, so the intimidating effect is slightly weakened. At this moment, they face this terrifying threat from Little Bayo Bayo with your friends, and at the same time attack Little Bayo Bayo with all your strength. Only. The spirit is commendable. Xiao Bao Bao's strength is destined not to be comparable to that of these elves. In this 1v6 elf duel, the number of elves does not mean anything. No matter how many people come, they are still a bunch of rabble. Looking at the chaotic moves in front of him, a picture quickly emerged in Xiao Bao Bao's mind. thinking of the army of Carp Kings led by the Salty Fish King in the Meteor Lake. Although the Carp King's individual strength is not strong, but in the whole in the neat formation, the Carp King army is as powerful as a rainbow. And now, the strength of these elves in front of them is far more powerful than the Magi Carp King, but now the combined attack. Nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. Ho ho ho. Little Bayo Bayo is on. Holding those extremely firm and proud heads high, it's time for these elves to feel the terrifying power of Xiao Bao Bao. Xiao Bao Bao's proud body instantly formed an extremely confident aura, which, intertwined with the intimidating aura, surged towards the entire battlefield. Yeah. Dada slowly raised his head, his eyes full of admiration for Xiao Bao Bao. Little Dream Demon felt the huge explosive power from Little Bao Bao. Little Bao Bao became even scarier from now on. Breakthrough. Ho ho ho. The violent look of Gyarados flashed in little Tyrannosaurus's eyes. Born at a young age, so what? It was just a carp that no one noticed and had no other dreams in the pond on the Jiaotong University campus. Every day is very ordinary, the water splashes, and the day passes. Until one day, it met a little dream monster. In its dream, the little dream demon drew a picture. It was a Gyarados that didn't open its eyes. So that Carp King thought to himself, is that what I will look like after evolving? But, why can't I evolve now? King Carp thought, and finally, he understood. It needs to open its eyes and get to know itself well. Should it continue to waste time aimlessly splashing around here, or should it need to work hard for something? Then work hard to become the terrifying dragon under the throne of the Dream Demon King. Ho ho ho. Xiao Bao Bao's pair of violent pupils released an extremely terrifying light of excitement. The water tail, throw it down hard. One move, just one move, 6 elves in an instant. At the same time, Xiao Bao Bao felt the excitement in his body that instantly exploded and gained powerful power. Under the terrifying aura of irrepressible confidence and intimidation, he looked up to the sky and roared. Excessive self-confidence. Yang Yu murmured, Gigi, you have exposed the hidden characteristics of overconfidence through abuse. What? How is this going? This breath, this move, this is not elite level, this is not elite level power. After, gym level Gyarados. The members who were still waiting in line for 1v6 were shocked and felt like they were about to cry. What a sin! What evil did they, in the end do? After, gym level Gyarados. Vice President, you humming tricked us? Xiaobao unleashes the ultimate move of the Wandering Swordsman. Please vote. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 660. What happened over there on the field? Nozawa was shocked. He took some of the elite trainers from the student union to the market to buy groceries. He seemed to have returned to the time when he was the deputy minister of the student union, except that he was in charge of logistics. This roar, is Master Han Li's Gyarados going crazy? This, we can hear it from such a distance, so wouldn't it be possible in school? At this moment, everyone who came out to buy food suddenly realized something. Let's go back quickly. Something big must have happened. Nozawa's heart was beating wildly again. Lord Han Li had just made a big news on the audition stage of the gorgeous contest in the morning, which was known to the whole school. It was just after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and Lord Han Li made another big news at the Tokyo Spirit University battleground. If it weren't for Nozawa's mental endurance, which is extremely unparalleled by others, he would have fainted on the ground by now. Lord Han Li is awesome. At the same time, in the student union building, figures were rushing towards Tokyo Spirit University as if they were going to a market. Some people sit on Dujula's back, some sit on Baidio's back, and even in the air. A Gyarados appeared. It's the vice president of the student union, Kudo Hashizo. Let's go, Gyarados, let's go take a look. What happened over there? Kudo Hashizo felt uneasy for some reason when the vibrating roar came from the air, but soon, his eyes became cold. He was also a trainer of Gyarados, and his Gyarados could also roar. Roar. Kudo Hashizo and his Gyarados, go 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 go. At this moment, in the battlefield, Xiao Baobao was already hovering high in the sky, and the powerful aura of the gym-level elves, under this absolutely terrifying intimidation, overwhelmed these elite monsters and their elves and couldn't breathe. At this moment, under the hidden characteristic of excessive self-confidence, he defeated 6 elves in an instant, and Xiaobao's physical attack ability has reached an extremely terrifying level. Arrogant and arrogant, this is the ethnic elf Gyarados. The most unique character. Rise from the bottom and become king at the top. In the field of special attacks, Xiao Baobao is far inferior to the Salted Fish King, and in terms of defensive ability against various moves, he is also far inferior to the Salted Fish King. However, when Xiao Baobao's excessive self-confidence and hidden characteristics are activated from within his body, come out. In the field of physical attack, there is a faint tendency to rival or even surpass the Salted Fish King. Ho ho ho! Little Bao is here, who dares to fight? At this moment, the ceiling of the elf battle arena began to open to both sides with a click, click, click sound. Only the high-level trainers of the school have the power to open the ceiling of this pair of battlefields. Of course, there are also the Student Council President Hasegawa and the Student Council Vice President Kudo Hashizo. The Vice President is here. It's the Vice President. It's useless even if the Vice President is here. Look, the Vice President's Gyarados. How can we compare it? It's short and small, how can we compare it? It's incomparable. The moment these student union elite trainers saw the ceiling open, they were a little bit excited for the first time. They were expecting a teacher from the school to come over and fight this gym-level Gyarados, but how could it be a vice president? You know, why they foolishly came to this battlefield to fight the Chinese trainer who owned a gym-level Gyarados, wasn't it because of the instigation of the vice president? Without the instigation of the vice president, how could they face such a horrific nightmare? Have you seen this gym-level Gyarados on the field? They were all at the elite level originally, but now they have been promoted to the gym level. They were all raised by the vice president. The vice president of the student union, Kudo Hashizo, who made an imposing appearance on the back of his own Gyarados, felt something was wrong. Shouldn't the whole audience burst into thunderous cheers every time he made such a handsome appearance? Why is it gone today? Kudo Hashizo's Gyarados suddenly felt a little suffocated, and stopped in the air in a panic, and even, began to panic and wanted to sneak away. A cold light flashed through little Tyrannosaurus's ferocious eyes, and the Gyarados, instantly did not dare to move. Who dares to try it? The picture is frozen at this moment. When Kudo Hashizo subconsciously lowered his head, he suddenly saw a mouth that was more ferocious than his Gyarados, and a look that was more ferocious than his Gyarados, and he was stunned for a moment. Who am I? Where am I? What am I doing? Hold on. Gyarados hugged himself and shivered. After another, gym level. Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me. A true warrior should face the bleak life head on. Kudo Hashizo, what a tragedy. More and more people gathered in the battlefield, all trainers who were attracted by the frightening roar from the school. There are elites, seniors, and even a large number of students who have just obtained junior trainer qualifications. They are all crowded in the battle arena, and it feels like watching a celebrity concert. Only, this is not a concert. It was simply a public execution. Kudo Hashi-san, when Nozawa came back with 2 bags of vegetables and other elite trainers, They were all shocked by the scene in front of them. Gym-level Gyarados. Wait, no, isn't it an elite-level Gyarados? How come they suddenly turned into gym-level Gyarados when they came back? Did he not wake up? Yang Yu heard Nozawa Noburo's shocked exclamation. Although he didn't know what Nozawa was talking about specifically, Yang Yu had watched Detective Conan and was very familiar with the Japanese pronunciation of the word kudo. Nozawa, do you know that person above? Yang Yu asked casually. Master Han Li, this is the vice president of the student union, Kudo Hashizo. My two elves, a fire-breathing dragon and a gem starfish, are in his hands. Strong anger arose in Nozawa's heart, and even his hands they were already clenching tightly and starting to tremble. If Kudo Hashizo was in front of him, Nozawa would definitely beat Kudo with both hands until he didn't even recognize his mother. Do you need my help to vent your anger? Yang Yu continued to ask casually. After hearing Master Han Li's words, an indescribable warmth surged in Nozawa's heart. Nozawa was just an insignificant person in the elf world. He was abandoned by the elf world, deprived of his qualifications as an elite trainer by the Elf Alliance, and even the elves around him were divided up by others. However, he did not expect that Lord Han Li, whom he served this time, would actually be willing to take action for an insignificant person like him. A scholar dies for a confidant. Master Han Li, thank you. However, it's no need. My current ending is not caused by Kudo, but by the social life in the elf world. I can only blame me for not working hard enough when I should have worked hard. I was deceived by the elf world. I was seduced by all the temptations in the world, and I forgot that the most fundamental thing about a trainer is his own strength. Nozawa's clenched fists were lowered. Yang Yu nodded and patted Nozawa's shoulder. Friend in heaven, why don't you come down? Yang Yu looked at the Gyarados in the sky with some amusement, which was shorter and smaller than Tyrannosaurus. The vice president on his back looked so weak. Can you be like a man and stop trembling in the sky behind Gyarados? Kudo Hashizo has studied Chinese language for a period of time. This is a required course for top elite trainers in the student union. They can communicate easily when facing trainers from other countries in the future. But Kudo never expected. I actually encountered something like this. Kudo Hashizo also wants to go there. But there is a gym-level Gyarados here, don't let him go down. This gym-level Gyarados was looking at him so fiercely, and he didn't dare to move at all. So scary. Are you Kudo Hashizo, the vice president of the student union? Yang Yu, as if meeting an old friend, sat leisurely in his seat and asked about the miserable vice president in the sky. This vice president. He sounds like a good person too. Why was it so wise to give Yang Yu so many elite monsters so that his little Bao Bao could have enough novice opponents to unleash his violent emotions? Without the wise command of this vice president, Yang Yu's little Bao Bao wouldn't know when he would be able to break through the bottleneck of the elite level and step into the threshold of the gym level elf. More importantly, this method of giving away both money and experience gave Yang Yu the same feeling as when he brutally tortured NPCs in the GBA simulator elf game. There are also many NPCs, which is a lot of fun. What is not a good person? Such a considerate vice president was afraid that Yang Yu wouldn't be able to defeat so many elite monsters, so he even sent them to his door. It was really so considerate. Yes. Sir, can you kindly ask your noble gym-level Gyarados to stop staring at me? Kudo felt like he was going to pee if he was stared at by such a fierce Gyarados again. Really? Okay, Yang Yu smiled slightly, and just when Kudo Kiyosan looked happy, Yang Yu's words were like a bolt from the blue, piercing Kudo Kiyosan's heart. Give you a chance, let your 6 elves come together and attack Xiaobeobeo with all their strength. If you win, your challenge tuition will be waived. If you lose, you will need to pay 20,000 Sakura coins. What's small? Little Beobeo? Little baby? What the hell is this name? Nozawa and some people around him who knew Chinese heard Master Han Li call such a large and ferocious Gyarados, but they actually called it Little Gyarados. That Gyarados, the vice president of the student union Hashizo Kudo. Should I call Xiao 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 Bao Bao Bao? You know, sometimes Kudo Hashizo even intoxicatedly calls his Gyarados the invincible broken dragon. This is not a secret in the student union. Now think about it. Would you rather have the key? How many would you rather have? 20,000 Sakura coins. Kudo Hashizo was about to cry. It was only 20,000 Sakura coins. As for mobilizing an army like this? Also, once all 6 of his elves were summoned, it would be easy to defeat this gym-level Gyarados, but what if? Lost. In full view of everyone, how dare Kudo Hashizo refuse to agree? He didn't dare to fight against trainers from other countries on the Pokemon battle arena. As long as Kudo Hashizo dared to do so, he would be the vice president of the Student Union of Tokyo Pokemon University for the rest of his life. Even, the Elf Alliance will directly revoke his title of elite trainer. What does that mean? This means that Kudo Hashizo will face the fate of countless predecessors. The control of all elves will be ruthlessly taken away by the power of capital. I promise. I promise, Kudo Hashizo shouted from high in the sky. An uncontrollable excitement ignited in Xiao Baobao's eyes again, and the power in his body became even more violent. It's going to be 1v6 again. Come out, Charizard. Gemstone Starfish. Overlord Flower. Nidoking. Magic Wall Doll. And, Gyarados, come on. When the fire-breathing dragon and the gem starfish appeared, Nozawa's eyes couldn't help but turn red, and his whole body began to tremble uncontrollably again. This is his former elf companion. But when they appeared in front of Nozawa again, they were not summoned by Nozawa's own hands. This feeling of powerlessness made Nozawa uncontrollably take a few steps back in confusion. Only those who have experienced that kind of despair and watched their elves being forcibly snatched away by others before their eyes can understand this kind of heart-rending pain. At this moment, things are different and people are different. Ho ho ho. Xiao Baobao seemed to feel a dryness at the corner of his mouth. This was a desire from the heart, to defeat these 6 elite elves with one strike again. Then, use that move. In the venue, a strong wind blew instantly, making all the trainers feel palpitations in their hearts. Xiao Baobao in the sky, around his body, when he ignited the strong fighting spirit, a violent tornado instantly formed. It was different from the tornado of the Salted Fish King. The power of this tornado formed instantly was beyond imagination. It's so big, but scary. It's the blue figure that starts to spiral in the tornado. If the Salty Fish King's tornado is a terrifying tornado formed by using its own powerful special attack ability, then Xiao Baobao's tornado is powered by its own extremely terrifying spinning attack with the blessing of excessive self-confidence. A physical tornado that drives and guides. But no matter which method it is, this terrifying destructive power. It's not something that a mere Tokyo Spirit University battle arena can withstand. This move, such as Leap Charge Spiral Bomb, Charizard, Jet of Flames, Gemstone Starfish, 100,000 volts, Magic Wall Doll, Strong Mind, Gyarados, Dragon's Wrath, Overlord Flower, Power of the Moon, Nidoking, Prepare, Super Horn Attack. Kudo Chiao-san's forehead was covered with sweat, as the terrifying gym-level Gyarados in front of him performed this unknown terrifying move. Enough to sweep the whole place. Kudo Hashi-san only tried his best, letting all the elves attack with all their strength and resist with all their strength. Little Burmese. Charge. Ho ho ho. Xiao Baobao seemed to see the energy fluctuations of various attributes gathered in his pupils. But then, so what? Finally, Xiao Baobao is willing to go through fire and water for the little dream demon for generations to come. Trapped. Charge. Stop. High in the sky, a terrifying purple energy beam rushed towards Xiao Baobao's charging back, and struck quickly. Yeah. Roar. Next to Yang Yu, the elf ball is shining with light. Asking for votes. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huo Xiangxiao. Chapter 661. The eyes of these elite monsters around Yang Yu were all focused on the battlefield. The terrifying tornado and the crazy spinning spiral Gyarados in the center of the tornado had left them speechless. High in the sky, outside the open ceiling, a powerful purple super light beam quickly descended. This made Kudo Hashizo, who was already feeling infinite despair in the venue, suddenly feel a glimmer of hope in his heart. But, just at this moment, without any precautions, a sudden and even more terrifying roar came, the feeling of exploding like an atomic bomb not far away. Not to mention Kudo Hashizo, in the entire venue, except for Yang Yu, everyone else, whether they were elites or not, monsters, or some other little monsters, were all amidst this soul-shaking roar. My mind goes blank. An even more terrifying Gyarados appeared. How terrible is it? In other words, have you ever experienced despair? Kudo Hashizo saw the Gyarados appearing next to him, which was more terrifying than the Gyarados that he was letting his 6 elite elves fight with all their strength. It flew into the air as if it was passing by. At this moment, he felt that his pants were wet. Already. Why, is it so big? Kudo Hashizo cried. He worked hard to dispatch 6 elite-level elves, which were still his strongest combat power. But now he found that the Gyarados he fought with all his strength was not the most terrifying, the most terrifying. Both are almost twice as long as his Gyarados. What does that mean? A normal-sized Gyarados is 6.5 meters in length, while Kudo Hashizo's Gyarados is slightly shorter, but it is still about 6.1 meters in length. The first Gyarados, also known as Baby Gyarados, has grown in strength and size and has reached about 8 meters in length. So its size, in terms of volume, is almost twice the size of Kudo Gyarados. This newly appeared bright blue beast is at least close to 11-12 meters in length. If you consider the size, it is about 8 times larger than Kudobashi Trichiacarp. But don't forget that the Salted Fish King has the ability to transform into a red lotus. When the Salted Fish King transforms into a red lotus and his whole body grows rapidly, the length will reach a terrifying 17-18 meters. At that moment, it was 27 times the size of Kudobashi's Trigyarados. Of course, this data is not accurate and can only be used as a rough reference, but at this time, to Kudo Hashizo, the Salted Fish King is like his father, no, grandpa. It's like the difference between a grandpa and a grandson. Behind the bright blue violent beast, there is a pink Dai sitting quietly. There is no doubt that this is the chef Dai next to Yang Yu who is cooking. But now, the white chef hat, the white chef uniform has been put away, this moment of silence. He is a great master. Purple air is coming from the east. The purple super light follows you like a shadow. Xiao Baobao was charging, and he had already felt the extremely powerful superpower mental force behind him, but he was still fearless and still charged forward. But the next second, Salted Fish King and Dudu appeared, making his eyes shine brightly. This attack, the Leap Charge Spiral Bomb, is sure to win. The Salted Fish King and the Dede King arrived. Looking at the superpower falling from the sky, they couldn't help but spat. The Dede on his back had already taken action, and with a few movements, he destroyed this powerful gym-level spirit. Thoughts are completely resolved. Roar. Why don't you dare to take action secretly? A ball of dragon's rage, enough to burn half the sky, surged and condensed in the huge mouth of the Salted Fish King, and bombarded mercilessly outside the venue. It was at this time that Gyarados' Dragon's Fury, Charizard's Jet Flames, and Overlord Flower's Moon Power, and the Beams of Light, were crushed and defeated by the terrifying physical tornado of little Gyarados, and even, there is no way to stop the small bursts inside the tornado. Only the 100,000 volts of the gem starfish and the mental strength of the magic wall doll penetrated the protection of the tornado and attacked little Bangbao. However, the more pain little Bangbao felt, the more powerful the Gyarados and other elves were. The crazier they will become, under the influence of excessive self-confidence and the charge. 100,000 volts cannot stop his forward charge. The evolved version of Tiny Storm's Cyclone Charge Tornado was like a shockwave after another, severely impacting Gyarados, Charizard, and the three large elves of Nidoking. At the same time, the strong wind it brought up blew the gemstone starfish and the magic wall doll. Sweeping through the Overlord Flower at the same time, even the demon wall doll had no time to use its complete reflection shield, and was already attacked by the tornado shockwaves one after another, and even his brain could not be used very well. The left and right hands are making circles and hand seals in the wind stupidly. Do you think you are Naruto? Who can stop my little Bao Bao? At this moment, no one can stop it. Boom. In the field, a huge pothole appeared at this moment, and around the pothole, cracks appeared one after another. Perhaps because of some soft and fine sand, the cracks reached the fine sand field. The zone stopped spreading. Huge dust was raised across the entire field. The trainers who were closer to the battlefield seemed to feel the deep malice coming from the field. For a moment, in the dust, they shed tears while covering their mouths and coughing. Not only that, I even want to cover my ears. There are simply not enough hands. Who can blame this? Who allowed them to get so close to each other and enjoy joining in the fun? Hold head high. Trainer Tetsuya Koike, please show mercy to Master Kingyun Hanley. A sharp bird song appeared in the sky, and a gym-level warrior eagle landed from the sky. At the same time, a trainer in his 30s with a rather elegant face stood behind him. Beside the trainer, there is a gym-level super type Hoodie accompanying him. Seeing the appearance of these figures, the salted fish king showed a little regret in his eyes. There was no way to kill the bird with one shot using Dragon Dance. After the gym-level Hoodie was instantly disintegrated by his mental strength, he was already ready to avoid the counter-attack of Dragon's Wrath. It's Professor Xiaoke. Professor Koike is here. Look, it's Professor Koike. No, 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 I don't dare to look. There are two terrifying Gyarados in the sky, one is bigger than the other. I don't dare, I don't dare. Yang Yu was a little happy when he heard the word Kingyun. It seemed that this person knew him, and he did not reveal Yang Yu's identity. In fact, there was no need to reveal it. The elite trainers present were not fools. Seeing the configuration of two Gyarados and Slowking is enough to wake up to Yang Yu's true identity. He is Yang Yu. Yang Yu, which Yang Yu? Are you stupid? How long has it been? It's only been more than a month. The youngest gym-level trainer in China, Yang Yu. Yes, it's him. Who else could it be? Have you forgotten how the TV station described Yang Yu's biggest Gyarados? Last time we all watched it together, Empire's Breaking Dragon. Yang Yu had already heard the lively discussion among the crowd. He smiled and cupped his hands forward. Why do you want to take action secretly? This is not an above-board move. While Yang Yu was speaking, he snorted secretly in his heart, I will keep your sister's affection. Although he was snoring in his heart, Yang Yu's mind was also spinning rapidly, and some information was quickly gathered. Before coming to Sakura country, Yang Yu naturally made some preparations, including getting to know some gym-level trainers. Tetsuya Koike, 34 years old, is the youngest male professor of Pokemon Battle at Tokyo Pokemon University and a gym-level trainer. He owns 5 gym-level Pokemon, namely Warrior Eagle, Hoodie, Big Steel Snake, Double Axe Battle Dragon and Electric Shock. Warcraft. The 4 elite elves are the Snow Witch, the Tank Skunk, the Gem Starfish and the Duck-billed Fire Dragon. Among them, the Snow Demon Girl is also rare in the elf world, and rarely appears in the hands of Tetsuya Koike. Her strength is likely to have reached the gym level. Similarly, the Dual Axe Dragon with gym level strength and extremely powerful physical attack ability. If this elf has the same strength, its physical attack ability is more terrifying than Gyarados, and even comparable to the biting land shark. Yang Yu had a hunch that without the blessing of overconfident physical attack capabilities, Xiao Baobao would never be a match for Koike Tetsuya's Double Axe Fighting Dragon. The 34-year-old Koike Tetsuya is very famous in Sakura country and is considered the idol of many female trainers. Lord Han Li is serious. After all, it is the full strength of the gym-level elves. The battlefield here cannot bear such terrifying moves. However, as a gym-level trainer, why is Lord Han Li obsessed with finding elites? Where is the opponent of the super trainer? Koike Tetsuya's words seemed plain, but in fact, every word had an aura of evil. Mr. Koike misunderstood me. My little Baobao was just an elite-level Gyarados when he came. No, who knew that his strength would break through at this time? I didn't use a gym-level elf. All my gym-level elves are cooking for everyone. Are you right? Yang Yu glanced at the people closer to him, and then glanced at those still waiting in line. These elite monsters nodded one after another, and then seemed to realize something, and began to shake their heads in panic. I'm not. I don't. Don't talk nonsense. Then after your strength has been promoted to the gym level, why do you want to attack the vice president of the student union, Kudo Hashizo? His strength has not yet reached the gym level trainer, Koike Tetsuya asked coldly. Yang Yu's eyes widened, and he pointed in the direction of Kudo Hashizo and began to tremble, as if it was real. He is the vice president of the student union? Is he just an elite trainer? Sorry, Mr. Ziokai, I'm so sorry, I thought he could handle it with 6 elves together, but who knows? Yang Yu muttered in a low voice, even a little aggrieved, so vulnerable. Kudo Kyo-san felt a surge of anger in his chest and a sea of blood surging. Just as he stretched out his hand to point in the direction of Yang Yu, he felt the world spinning in front of his eyes. Kudo Hashizo's little heart really can't bear the ups and downs of life. Yang Yu's eyelids twitched in his heart. Damn it! I'm afraid this person is a ploy. Is there really someone who can knock people out alive in front of the battle? Zuj Kunfu, a powerful player in the Ghost Zone at Station B, will not deceive me. Nozawa's heart was beating like crazy. You must know that Koike Tetsuya is also Nozawa's elf battle instructor. Nozawa has also conducted various battle trainers under the guidance of Koike Tetsuya. He is extremely aware of the terrifying nature of his teacher. But this moment, I don't know why, but when Nozawa was next to Lord Han Li, he felt extremely admirable for Lord Han Li who spoke so sharply. Lord Han Li is awesome. Koike Tetsuya looked at Kudo Hashizo who fainted from anger, closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and forced the anger in his heart to be suppressed a little. Now, this is not the time to fight Yang Yu, a gym-level trainer from China who successfully challenged the water gym leader Fang Lian. The Mount Fuji Winter Festival is coming soon, and his elf needs to remain in peak condition at all times. Koike Tetsuya once fought against Fang Lian when he was training as a trainer in China. That time, he lost completely, which also made him realize his shortcomings. After returning to Sakura country, his trainer's strength once again improved. But still will not forget the scene of how he was defeated by the water gym leader. But Yang Yu in front of me. The challenge was actually successful. Tetsuya Koike would not simply think that the strength of Fang Lian, the master of the water gymnasium, would not improve over the years. This also made Tetsuya Koike's vigilance towards Yang Yu rise to the highest level. This young man. How did you do the incredible thing of defeating the water gym leader? Mr. Ziokai, you see, this is not a good place to talk. Why don't we find a place and let my Dede cook some side dishes, and then we can have a good talk face to face. Yang Yu gestured to the surrounding environment. There is also a student union vice president who fainted here. Oh, by the way, the vice president's 6 elite elves are also lying on the battlefield. This vice president is truly a remarkable person. He lost his fighting power bravely with the elves and never became a coward. He is really a trainer with a very strong fighting spirit. Amazing, amazing. Thank you, no need, Koik Tetsuya snorted coldly, and at the same time issued an order to the unrelated people around him who were silently watching the fun, as well as these student union elites who had failed to achieve anything but failed. The battlefield needs to be repaired. You are still standing here. What are you doing here? Why don't you leave? In an instant, these students who came to see the excitement and these weak elite monsters all began to fly away towards the door. Slipping away, slipping away. Yang Yu looked at the empty field around him, with even several bags of vegetables left behind, and shouted repeatedly, "Hey, hey, hey, your vegetables! The registration fees for those of you who didn't play Elf Battle haven't been returned to you yet. And your vice president, don't you want anyone else? Who dares to ask for this? If you stay here, you are seeking death. Mr. Zyauk, do you want food? There are a lot of dishes left here." I saw Koik Tetsuya asking who did to pick up Kudo Hashizo. Looking at the wet pants, he couldn't help but frown, and at the same time he collected all the 6 elves who had lost their fighting power on the field. "Turn around and leave." "Hey, I left without even asking for a meal. I didn't even eat the food I made. It's such a pity. Nozawa, come and sit down. We have reserved the entire battle venue. When we were in school, I'm afraid we didn't have you ever enjoyed such treatment." Yang Yu shrugged, looked at Nozawa who was still standing next to him, smiled, and waved. Nozawa was stunned and still had no reaction. In the empty venue, although Nozawa still had deep-seated awe for his mentor Tetsuya Koik, after Tetsuya Koik left, Nozawa's eyes seemed to only see the 2 terrifying Gyarados in the sky, and the slow king on the back of the extra-large Gyarados. This is the strength of a gym-level trainer. This is the power possessed by the terrifying Lord Han Li. If Nozawa quietly clenched his fists. At this time, a voice came from beside Nozawa. "Let's raise a few Magi Carp. We still have to have dreams. What if they come true? Please vote." You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 662. The vegetables grown by the farmer uncle cannot be wasted. Yang Yu feels that if Dada opens a grilled fish restaurant near Tokyo Spirit University, the business will definitely not be as popular as usual. The seafood in Sakura country is more abundant, and sushi and other things are also foods that are often eaten in daily life. These dishes bought by the elite monsters in the student union were originally intended to be cooked by Dede, so they were all expensive. I heard from Nozawa that they paid for them themselves. In this way, Yang Yu saved money. A lot of small money. How come this little life is so good? Except for the noodles he paid for his first meal in Tokyo, Yang Yu never spent any other small money. If you don't have money, what should you do? I'll send you those leaks. Hey, it rhymes. Yang Yu casually hummed a familiar tune, regardless of whether the tune was thousands of miles away, as long as it rhymed, that's it. In the past 2 days, Yang Yu has been a little more peaceful. In fact, Yang Yu is very peaceful and likes to make friends. It's just because 2 big things happened in one morning and one afternoon that day. As a result, Yang Yu grew leaks scientifically. The Sustainable Development Plan was suddenly disrupted. It's so unpredictable. However, Yang Yu has not been idle these 2 days. He stayed here and learned to make sushi from Sakura country. He used the ingredients bought by the elite monsters and put them in the refrigerator in the room, plus the unique stupid flavor. Yang Yu acted as a food appraiser. The little dream monster and Tajipai are not used to it, but the mini dragon likes the taste of sushi, and of course, Dede himself also likes it. After all, it has the sharp taste of seafood. Master Han Li, here are the videos of previous gorgeous competitions. Tomorrow is the start of the main competition, and the finals of the competition will be held at night. After all, the pictures will be more gorgeous at night. Nozawa took the compiled information with him, gave it to Yang Yu. Sit down, have a taste of the sushi I just made. Yang Yu pointed to the dinner plate on the table next to Nozawa, then picked up the information and started reading. Chirp. Poppy. Nozawa's little natural bird saw the little dream monster and Tajipai, and skipped directly to the soft ground without saying hello to them, and jumped down to play together. A group of little guys started playing in the living room of this room. Nozawa was not polite either. If they had just met, Nozawa might still refuse, but now, Master Han Li gave it to him because he thought highly of him, so Nozawa would naturally accept it. Well, it's very delicious. It's worthy of King Dede's craftsmanship. Nozawa's eyes lit up. He likes to eat sushi the most. When you eat Dede's sushi, you feel like you are facing the sea. The freshness of the seafood, the taste made Nozawa miss the carefree joy of childhood very much. Yeah. Dada picked up the teacup, took a sip of tea on the side, and smiled innocently. The official gorgeous competition, and in the subsequent competitions, every move showdown is very gorgeous. Strength is one thing, but more importantly, the elf's mastery of moves. Just like the little loli named Lilykinze, her ivy snake, her mastery of green grass fields and the grace of nature, transformed the stage of the gorgeous competition in winter into the vitality of spring. In such a beautiful artistic conception, the natural grace move can cause a lot of damage to the opponent's elf after being successfully used. This is a very good move demonstration. Since he was participating in a competition, Yang Yu felt sorry for himself if he didn't take first place. Besides, Yang Yu also coveted the secret power move learning machine. Maybe I have to ask the principal in advance, if I win the first place in the gorgeous contest at Tokyo Spirit University, how much more bonus can the school give out? As long as the bonus is in place, anything can be said. If there is a small amount of 18 million elf coins, even if Yang Yu is the president of Tokyo Elf University, he can challenge the president. Mini Dragon, come and eat ice cream. Eat the big bucket. It seems that he is missing a certain fruit tree. Whenever the mini dragon is hungry, he will use his big white nose on the windowsill to wipe away the white mist on the window. If he is outside the window, he can see a vaguely puffy dragon here. An elf with a snot-nosed nose. However, with Yang Yu's greeting, the mini dragon's ears perked up, and he turned back instantly, ejected with a swish, and flew directly towards Yang Yu. It's time to eat ice cream. It's time to eat ice cream. To the mini dragon, ice cream is like Coca-Cola fried chicken to humans, very addictive. Yang Yu has prepared a large bucket of ice cream for the mini dragon every day for the past 2 days. Anyway, as long as the mini dragon doesn't drink, it will be fine. Me. 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 The mini dragon excitedly circled the barrel several times, like a pre-eating ritual, or more like declaring its property ownership. With its pointed swaying tail and its pair of extremely expectant eyes, the mini dragon couldn't help looking at the ice cream in the vat. Start. He still eats in a rough way, plunging his head and his big white nose into the vat of ice cream. He doesn't care how much he can eat, but he has the energy to eat. When the mini dragon came out again, the whole head was covered with ice cream, and its little tongue licked its nose. Fragrant and delicious. Nozawa couldn't understand Master Hanli's operation of cultivating elves at all. Many dragon. Logically speaking, dragon elves should not be afraid of the power of ice. The amount of ice cream he bought a few days ago was still very small, just a little bit. Nozawa didn't pay much attention to it, but now. Just a big bucket. This bucket is big enough to hold several mini dragons, right? Isn't Master Hanli afraid that the mini dragon will be frozen? Suddenly, Nozawa seemed to have thought of something. The way many trainers in the elf world train elves is to use the attributes of the elves to restrain them, and through training, let the elves withstand the damage of this attribute bit by bit. The most common ones are to let rock elves be trained in the rain, or to be baptized by water guns. From the least powerful toy water gun to a trainable mechanical high-pressure water gun, the power gradually increases. In this way, after receiving training, the elves will not be afraid to fight back against moves that restrain their own attributes. Could it be? Nozawa once again felt admiration for Master Hanli. The mini-dragon underwent such extremely painful training during its period, but the strange thing is, why is the mini-dragon still smiling so happily? Nozawa's eyes brightened again for a moment. That's right, that's it. The mini-dragon must have received very cruel training against the ice system early on. It has endured hardships to become a dragon. Now, the mini-dragon can fully adapt to such ice system power. It will be bigger in the future. Train hard, and when the time comes, you won't be afraid of the super restraint of freezing light. Yang Yu looked at Nozawa with his eyes widening inexplicably. Hasn't this little guy never seen a mini-dragon eating ice cream? It shouldn't be. On the first day he met Nozawa, Nozawa even fed a baby with his own hands. Kon, why are you so shocked now? Really weird. Master Hanli, Nozawa dares to ask, how long has this mini-dragon been trained like this? Nozawa asked cautiously, for fear that his question would touch the secret of Yang Yu's cultivation of elves. This year's summer vacation has started, in July, when the weather is hot, Yang Yu replied. The first time the mini-dragon ate ice cream was when he was on the island in the center of the world. Later, he had a fight with Wan Kai's round land shark, and the matter had something to do with ice cream. In short, since the mini-dragon had a bad stomachache at that time, it has basically never had a bad stomachache again. Foodies are really adaptable. Yang Yu is mainly thinking about when the mini-dragon can learn to freeze light. After all, he has already experienced the control of jet flames before. Let's start with some ideas. It shouldn't be difficult to learn to freeze light, right? After the gorgeous contest, Master Hanli can also go to Mount Fuji to see the snowflakes in winter and the icebergs of Mount Fuji. They are both beautiful scenery in the cherry blossom country. Nozawa's side, winter festival here, at the foot of Mount Fuji, there is also a grand gathering of trainers there. This reminded Yang Yu that the room temperature in the hotel room was not particularly low now, and due to the thermal air conditioner, it was actually hotter than outside. In such an environment, the mini-dragon is less sensitive to the power of ice. Going to Mount Fuji to eat ice cream? This is a very good idea. Furthermore, Mount Fuji in the Sakura country is also a world-famous elven secret realm. Could it be that the specific residence of the Koga ninja clan is also in this elven secret realm of Mount Fuji? Among Yang Yu's existing information, there is no information showing the specific location of the Koga ninja frog, and which specific place is better to find it in the secret realm of Mount Fuji. There is a high possibility that Lily Sakura knows. After all, there is a Koga ninja frog among her spirits. Will that little Kinzaloli know? Yang Yu shook his head in excitement for a moment. Darling, why do you suddenly feel like you've turned into a weirdo? Master Hanli, what happened? Are you feeling uncomfortable? Nozawa asked quickly. Yang Yu shook his head repeatedly. How could he tell Nozawa that Yang Yu wanted to know the specific place of residence of Koga ninja and had set his sights on that little Lolita Lilykinza? Some things may require you to see Lily Ying in person before you can ask about them, Yang Yu replied. Nozawa kept silent. What Han Li and Lily Sakura wanted to talk about was not something he could understand. At this time, the more he knew, the worse it would be. Yang Yu was also thinking quietly in his heart. It is definitely impossible to enter the secret realm of Mount Fuji by force. Yang Yu came to Sakura country to capture the Koga ninja frog, not to seek death, so the only way was to look for opportunities to get a quota to enter. In this way, Yang Yu can safely enter the secret realm of Mount Fuji and openly search for the specific residence of the Koga ninja in the secret realm. It's probably not easy to get this quota. You can't buy it with money. Do you need me to sell my appearance? Yang Yu felt a shiver in his heart. He felt like he couldn't do this. Yang Yu didn't want to have too much dealings with a woman like Lily Ying, who was too scheming and was just a long-term meal ticket at best. I am like a little salted fish in a stream, just jumping around. Speaking of which, it is easier for Kin's a little lowly. What should I do? What should I do? Recommended book, my exclusive copy of Magical Skills, author, Little Carp King. You can tell the reason for recommending the book just by looking at the author's name, right? Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 663. The Gorgeous Contest is here as scheduled. Tokyo Sakura Gorgeous Dojo. This is a paradise for trainers, breeders, and coordinators who love gorgeous contests. Every year, the grandest gorgeous contest in Sakura country is held here. Ishihara Miku, Sakura's famous domestic gorgeous contest master, is also particularly famous in the elf world. Every year, China's annual national gorgeous contest will invite her as a guest. In the eyes of some people who love the gorgeous contest, she is just like Yang Yu's memory. In that world, they are as popular as Hanazawa Coriander and Ishihara Satomi. In the Winter Festival Gorgeous Contest held by Tokyo Spirit University this time, Miku Ishihara, the current owner of the Gorgeous Dojo, is one of the important judges. Nozawa, why would you recommend me to wear a suit? Wouldn't it be nice to wear a thick down jacket? Yang Yu opened his arms and looked at the mirror. At this time, there was a silly hippo wearing an off-white suit beside him. Master Han Li, it will be very hot to wear down jackets in the venue, and in the gorgeous competition, trainers also have to officially appear. The down jackets can be worn outside, and after entering the venue. Nozawa explained at the side. Yang Yu's eyes lit up, he looked at himself looking so handsome in the mirror, and quickly waved his hand. Okay, no need to explain, this dress smells so good. In the suit shop in the elf world, there will be a powerful super elf in the town, or in other words, the production master of the suit shop will have a super elf to help make the clothes. Not only is the production much faster, but also it will not make mistakes. Interestingly, in the Millie suit shop where Yang Yu works, the super elf in the town is a dumb hippopotamus. When the stupid hippopotamus in the store walked out with its owner, the master suit maker of the suit shop, Yang Yu's elf ball lit up. Dada appeared. This is a silly hippo master who is proficient in suit making, so in the field of clothing design and production, there is a silly king. When Master Dai Hema saw Yang Yu Dai, he made a respectful gesture of greeting. This was the respect that Dai Hema showed when he saw King Dai. No matter where he is, in which King Dai's group he is, Daihama, as his subjects, is naturally extremely respectful to the royal power. King Dai is the wise leader of the Dai clan, leading his people towards a prosperous life. The skills of clothing design and production in this Dai hippopotamus come from the king of this ethnic group. Yeah, boom. Yeah. During a small meeting between Dai and Master Dai Hema from the suit shop, Yang Yu got another expensive suit for free. According to China's elf coins, the value is at least 100,000. Really, you really don't need to save money for me. Someone will pay for it anyway, and it's not my money. Why is it so difficult to spend money? Yang Yu is so angry. Seeing this stupid hippopotamus, and the owner of Millie Suit Shop actually very much welcome Yang Yu to come again next time. Even if Yang Yu bangs his head against the wall or jumps out of the plane, he won't come back again next time, again. Yang Yu really wants to spend money, and wants to experience the pleasure of spending money like running water. Why don't you let me try it? Forget it, free stuff tastes great. Nozawa, what's going on at Millie's suit shop? Who is this Millie? Yang Yu sat in the car and asked the driver Nozawa, who had not started the car yet. Little did he know, Nozawa was already shocked and confused. Although the name of Millie Suit Shop sounds very ordinary, in the whole Sakura country, when it comes to clothing design and production, it is definitely at the forefront. Even the suits worn by the Prime Minister are all made by Millie Suit Shop. But it was made at the Sakura Country Kagawa Prefecture main store, not the Tokyo branch. To be honest, is this the first time for Mr. Han Lee to come to Millie's suit shop? Even the Prime Minister has not said that he has obtained free suits from Millie's suit shop. The Prime Minister's office will always pay for it. What's more, Lady Lily Sakura has never been treated like this. She still has to pay for custom-made clothes from Millie's suit shop, but Master Han Lee comes, just free? This reason. Is it because of Lord Han Lee's dumb king? Nozawa, what's wrong with you? Could it be that the name Millie can't be discussed? Yang Yu was suspicious for a while. Nozawa didn't say this and didn't drive the car. Could he be in a daze here? Not so. Isn't it just a small amount of 1 or 2 million Sakura coins left? Is there any need to be so surprised? Master Han Lee, Millie is the name of a slow king. She is the founding elf of the Millie clothing chain. The Millie clothing store not only includes suits, but also kimonos, wedding dresses, and other clothing-related industries. It is the costume king of Sakura country. Nozawa had never seen a trainer, teacher, or even professor in school with a king elf like Slow King. Apart from Slow Hippo and Slow Beast, it was difficult to think of a Slow King. After all, for Nozawa, that level was not just out of reach, he couldn't even see it. If today's incident hadn't happened, Nozawa would not have thought that Lord Han Lee's silly king would be related to the silly hippo in Millie's suit shop, because his vision and level were still a bit narrow. Listen to this name, could it be a female dull king? Yang Yu thought thoughtfully. Poppy. Chirp. The two little things, Little Dream Demon and Pokeby, as well as this little natural bird, all came out of the hat of Yang Yu Nuanrong's down jacket to join in the fun. It seemed that this one was called me to Yang Yu. Lee's dumb king is very interested. You three little guys still want to hear gossip, Yang Yu said with an annoyed smile, reaching out and tapping the three of them on their heads one by one, shooting them one by one. At this moment, Nozawa took a deep breath to calm down his heart that was shocked again. He felt that he was almost numb. No matter what earth-shattering thing Master Han Lee did again, he would not be surprised. Lord Han Li. In Nozawa's mind, he has almost become a godlike figure. Even scarier than Lily Sakura-sama. At this time, Nozawa thought of the 4 Magi carp he carried with his poke balls, and his heart as a trainer, which had been silent for a long time, became hot again. This is his opportunity. If he can seize it and follow Master Han Lee, Nozawa must be the ultimate follower. Lord Lily Ying can give you more, but Lord Han Lee can give you more. What Lady Lily Ying could not give, Lord Han Lee could give to him with respect. Nozawa, come on. Nozawa Naburo began to encourage himself. At this moment, it seemed like I was back to the summer vacation when I was a sophomore in high school, when I established a friendship with Rada Tata, the young Nozawa who had just stepped into the path of becoming a trainer and had a bright future. Tokyo Sakura Gorgeous Dojo. There are already a sea of people in the square outside. Although it is cold, there are still many cosplayers. This gorgeous competition held by Tokyo Elf University is not only a carnival for trainers, breeders, and coordinators, but also a carnival for those who love elves. A carnival of people who love life. The coldness of winter cannot affect the fiery heart at all. There are really many people. Yang Yu and Nozawa walked through the VIP entrance, but it was still a bit crowded here. The VIP seats where Yang Yu and Nozawa are sitting have a good wide viewing angle. Through the glass sight, you can clearly see the situation on the stage. When the game starts, the special effects formed by some combinations of moves will be even more brilliant, especially at night, when the glass ceiling above the dojo darkens, the competition becomes more and more beautiful. Master Han Li, your number is number 47. There is still about half an hour until the game starts at 10 o'clock. There is a TV screen in the VIP room. Through the TV screen, you can also see the game situation in the venue. Come out, Dudu. Come out, Long Long Rock. This was not the first time that Nozawa saw Lord Han Li's Long Longian. Lord Han Li's elf lineup included Long Longian, so this elf must have its own uniqueness, otherwise Lord Han Li would not have cultivated it so well. Reggie Long Long Rockin sat down in the VIP room and took out the newly bought arcade machine by Yang Yu from Dayday's golden conch cap. After Dayday used his superpower to create a soundproof space for it, he started playing by myself. There are quite a lot of elves who like to play games in the elf world. Nozawa's own Lotta especially likes to play dance machines, the up, down, left, and right kind, so Nozawa is not surprised. He sat down on the tatami here, took out his tea set, and began to make tea leisurely. Nozawa, please continue talking. Tell me everything you know about Millie's Slow King. When Yang Yu was talking, he seemed to see two Slow King from the corner of his eye. The round ears moved like Jigajigo, a bit like the big-eared tutu's ear-moving magic. Yang Yu was secretly happy. Nozawa nodded and said, the time was almost 3 years ago. It happened to be my senior year. I remember very clearly that Kagawa County was a gathering place for a group of Slowpoke and Slowpoke, but at that time there was no birth of the Slow King. Speaking of which, it was also because of the drought in Kagawa County that year that Slowpoke and Slowpoke were unable to survive there. However, Master Han Li should know their temperament. Without the instructions of the leader of the group, they would just stay where you are, that's their home. Millie, the Slowpoke King, appeared at that time. Specifically, how Millie during the Slowpoke period avoided Big Tongue Shell, and under the witness of Slowpoke and Slowpoke, she obtained the King's certificate and evolved into Slowpoke King. I don't know this. But since then, the first Millie clothing store has been opened in Kagawa Prefecture, which is now the main store. In less than 4 years, Millie Clothing Store has basically become the best-known store in Sakura Country. Clothing store. Sitting on the tatami, drinking tea, he took a sip of hot tea, closed his eyes and felt the fragrance of the tea comfortably. Recalling the days when I was training in the Meteor Lake, it was not easy to stand out among the Slowpoke clan and obtain the certificate of king in the competition. Bitter first and then sweet, after all the bitterness comes sweetness. Dayday knows what that tastes like. Just like the sip of tea I just drank, it is bitter and has a lingering fragrance that lingers around your teeth, yeah. At this time, a tsunami-like applause and cheers came from the gorgeous dojo, which brought Yang Yu back to his senses while he was thinking. Master Han Li, that person is the current owner of the gorgeous dojo and the master of the Sakura Country Gorgeous Competition, Ishihara Miku. When Nozawa introduced, his eyes were full of respect. It can be said that Miku Ishihara, the master of the gorgeous competition, not only has a charming appearance, but is also a powerful trainer. In the field of the gorgeous competition, it is not too much to call her a diva. Today, Ishihara Miku is dressed up to attend. She is wearing a beautiful aqua blue fishtail skirt. On her delicate collarbone, she wears a bright water pearl necklace. The gradient skirt swings with every step, just like a human. Minas, especially the ancient folding fan still held in his hand. There is no doubt that the design source of the set of clothes comes from the beautiful legend in the elven world, Minas. Speaking of which, it feels like cosplaying Minas, but this outfit is definitely the best in the elf world in terms of material and beauty. Yang Yu even noticed the shoes on Miku Ishihara's feet. This outfit must be very valuable if sold, right? The cheers below were still rising one after another, but as a very clear sound resounded in the venue like the tinkling of spring water, the scene became quiet. Welcome to the gorgeous dojo to watch the Tokyo Spirit University Gorgeous Contest. I am the main judge of this gorgeous contest, Ishihara Miku. A tsunami of applause and cheers rang out again. Yang Yu had to admit that a man's strength depends on his clothes, just like himself. As soon as he wore this suit, his personality skyrocketed. The gorgeous contest master in front of him, with his slender figure, was in this suit. Among the exquisite and luxurious dresses, the setting is vivid and vivid. Let me continue to introduce today's guest judge. The Minister of the Elf Alliance Gorgeous Contest and the Senior Gorgeous Contest Judge, Akimichi Kunihiko. There was applause. Elf Alliance Gym-level trainer, the most popular professor at Tokyo Elf University, Tetsuya Koike. The cheers came again. The senior judge of the Gorgeous Dojo competition, Shinichiro Kitahara. The last one, who is also the special judge of our gorgeous competition, is the king of elves with incredible aesthetics and costume design, and a famous master of costume design and production, the king of sluggishness, Millie. Millie, King Slow is here too. Millie, the idiot king of Kagawa Prefecture. It's incredible. The combination of moves in the gorgeous competition creates such a gorgeous effect, especially the details. Master Millie is best at capturing the beauty of this detail. It is said that many costume designs are inspired by the gorgeous competition. If the player's elf performs well and the charming details displayed in the moves are inspired by Master Millie, once it is made into ready-made clothes, it will be sold all over the country or even exported. Its phase copyright fee. The scene once again erupted into extremely lively discussions. In the hearts of the contestants, the value of this gorgeous competition has once again increased. Be sure to perform well. Grandpa Housekeeper, look, it's Millie, the stupid king. Oh, I will perform well this time. I want one thing, through my own efforts, I can show it in the gorgeous competition. The best performance and then the most beautiful dress ever designed. The little Lolita Kinza was jumping up and down in the VIP room, her skirt was bouncing up and down, and she looked particularly excited in her twinkling eyes. If she shows her best self, then she will have the opportunity to ask Dede Wang Millie to customize a beautiful dress unique in the world for her. Then, my sister will be very envious. This is a gift obtained by Kinza's own efforts, and that is the best. On Yang Yu's side, he paused for a moment while still drinking tea while holding the teacup. He immediately put down the teacup and trotted to the railing. Stand on tiptoes. Yeah. Please vote. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Renhuo Xiangxiao. Chapter 664. Nozawa, tell me, does Millie, the stupid king, have a boyfriend? Yang Yu asked casually at the railing. Nozawa's mind was filled with confusion. How could he know about this? He is just an ordinary person now. How could he possibly take on such a high-end topic? Also, why did Master Han Li ask this question? Could it be that he has a crush on the stupid Wang Millie? No, it's Master Han Li Slow King. Does he have any thoughts about Slow King Millie? If it were anyone else, Nozawa would have sprayed it with a mouthful of salt soda. What kind of elf is the Dede King Millie? The leader of a Dede ethnic group, his status in Sakura country is no less than that of the senior members of the Elf Alliance. Plus, Going to the famous brand Millie clothing store is enough to make many trainers jealous. Most of the revenue generated by the Millie clothing store is used to cultivate batches of silly hippos who participate in clothing design and production. These fashion designers want to win the favor of a silly hippo master, and also it is by no means easy. You need to pass the numerous assessments of Dude Wang Millie before you can obtain the qualifications to open a branch. There are only a few successful people, but there are still thousands of designers who want to be the 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 10,000 successful people. Kagawa County in the Sakura country is the hometown of this group of hippo masters. Therefore, with the large amount of resources from the Elf Alliance in Kagawa County, Slowpoke has become the image ambassador of the place, and the clothing brand Millie has also become the image ambassador of the place. The fashion light of Sakura country. Now, the person who asked this question was the godlike Lord Han Li, and Lord Han Li's Dumb King is a powerful elf at the gym level, and more importantly, he cooks good food. From ancient times to the present, it is not unreasonable for people to be well matched. Thus, the possibility of success is really high. Even so, Nozawa didn't dare to talk nonsense. Currently, there is still no such thing. Regardless of whether it is there or not, if Duda really likes it, even if it is a robbery, I will let my salted fish king snatch it back. Yang Yu felt a bit like a bandit coming down the mountain, showing off his domineering attitude. Anyway, at this time, you can't control that much, and Day-Day's matters are Yang Yu's business. This is a lifelong matter for Day-Day. At this time, the elf ball on Yang Yu's waist twisted and lit up crazily. Needless to say, the salted fish king definitely agreed with Red Eyes. If he hadn't considered it inconvenient to appear here, with the bad temper of the salted fish king, he would have rushed up and snatched away the slow king named Millie from the judge's table. Speaking of which, could it be that Xiao Xiao was snatched back by helping the salted fish king? If Day-Day really has a crush on this female Day-Day king this time, the salted fish king promises that even if he desperately tries to perform the third dragon dance, he will still help Day-Day grab his girlfriend or his wife. That's what it means anyway. Just grab it and that's it. What you grab is yours. Nozawa's forehead was covered with sweat at this time, and his little heart was so frightened that he was beating wildly. Lord Han Li. Please speak in human words. How can you steal this? This is going to be a big deal again. Yeah. Dazedly looking through the glass, he kept looking at the last judge on the judge's bench, which was the position of Dumb Wang Millie. In the VIP room, looking from a distance, he would still be blocked from sight, but he had to use his superpower. If Yadua. Sitting in the judge's seat and scoring the contestants, Wang Millie had a vague feeling of uncertainty, wondering if someone was watching her behind her. However, there were indeed a lot of spectators behind her, and they were looking at her. There are also 4 judges around me, so it's normal, but some of them are hard to describe, but they just have a strange feeling. Contestant number 25, 5 judges scored, 7.8, 8.1, 7.5, 8.0, 7.4. Remove the lowest score, remove the highest score, multiply by the first round competition coefficient 1, the final score is 23.3 points. As the contestants bowed and exited, applause rang out. Wang Millie took advantage of this moment to tilt her head slightly, trying to use the corner of her eye to see something weird behind her. However, nothing was found. Day-Day's strength was taught by Lao Huidi. During the journey with Yang Yu, he even felt the threat of being locked by death. Although he and Day-Day Wang Millie are both gym-level elves, they have superpowers. His control was far greater than that of Millie, so how could he be discovered by Millie? More importantly, Dude did not use superpowers. He is like an ordinary person. In this audience, even in the VIP room, he is simply like an ordinary audience member, looking at the dumb Wang Millie on the judge's table from a distance. By the way, Master Han Li, if you want to watch the judges, why don't you turn on the TV screen and watch it? You can see the clearest live broadcast here, and there will also be a director who will take pictures of the judges' frontal faces, Nozawa carefully said. He gestured. At this moment, Yang Yu and Dede looked at each other blankly, and then Yang Yu fixed his death gaze on Nozawa. Nozawa, if you have such a good idea, please tell me sooner. Yang Yu felt that he had never gritted his teeth like this before. Nozawa nodded frantically, feeling as if he had been killed by Master Han Li's eyes, and even his ashes might have been thrown away. Winky face, =3=3=3. Quickly, turn on the TV screen. In the VIP room of the venue, you actually have to watch the TV screen to watch the live game. This undoubtedly ruins the atmosphere of the venue. But in this situation, the TV screen is very important. Sure enough, after the TV was turned on, the picture became clearer, and most importantly, Dede could see Dede Wangmili on the TV screen. Nozawa's gaze was naturally directed at Ishihara Miku. She was dressed in a beautiful dress and was beautiful and colorful. It would be nice to watch her on TV. The smile in the picture was enough to cause Nozawa a 10,000-point love critical hit value. Yeah. Dada scratched the back of his head and lowered his head slightly, seeming a little embarrassed. Dada, how are you doing? Do you like it? Yang Yu is really inexperienced this time, but if he really wants to talk about it, he might as well just grab it back. It's clean, convenient and quick. Yeah. He nodded blankly, but was still scratching his head, feeling a little shy in a rare way. It still doesn't look that good on TV. It would be better if I could watch it closer. Although it looks a little better on TV, it still looks a little better. It would be better if we could see it closer. Poppy. Chirp. The three elves jumped over one by one, standing in a row with cheerful smiles, cheering for Dede. Emotions are a very mysterious thing. It's really fast, it's love at first sight. Slow is really slow, as old as time. For example, Brother Qian's cow brother and milk can, after confirming their eyes, they met the right cow, as well as Geranium and Tropical Dragon. Perhaps it was because of Tropical Dragon's warm-hearted performance that they won the championship among that group of chrysanthemum leaves. He gained Geranium's favor and showed his true feelings in difficulties. Then there are the magical little natural little Juju and Baidiao. It's meant to be. Lao Hudi had already foreseen it in advance, and so had Zirande Xiajuju himself. Ziranya's innate ability to predict the future allowed him to already determine his significant other. It's just a little bit more than Diao. After all, Baidiao does not have the ability to predict the future. It feels like there is a strange matcha inexplicably. You say it's cute, it's quite cute. But if you say it's annoying, it's quite troublesome. Anyway, I was so confused that I didn't even notice that there was an extra child bride. Behind them are Yang Xiao's white ghost gentleman and gardevoir. It can be said that it is vigorous. It can be said that it is ordinary. In short, the relationship between elves and elves also depends on fate. When fate comes, it will come true. Anyway, Yang Yu was caught blind. He himself has never been in love and has no experience. At best, he is just a dog-headed strategist. The best way he can think of is to rob. If the Salted Fish King were here, this guy's proposal would definitely be to rob, and he might even bring Mali along with him to help Dede. After all, the beauty of Kai Long's dance and yoga pose is just like Kai Wushuan. Under the influence of King Salted Fish, he must be reckless. In the first and second rounds, the goal is to enter the top 4 in the group. In these 2 rounds, Dede definitely can't do it this early. Yang Yu's game is coming soon, and now we must make a suitable plan first. The name of the plan is Slut Fight. Nozawa, help me analyze it together. If the first and second rounds are combined, what is the minimum score I need to get to have a chance to reach the third round? Yang Yu said in a deep voice. We need to ensure that we are firmly in the top 4, but we also need to ensure that we are unable to take the field. For the purpose of silly battle, Yang Yu must have a reasonable and executable plan. The Salted Fish King and Big Beauty will definitely not appear in the first and second rounds. Everything is centered on Diddy battle, which is to allow Dede to have a very good appearance condition, and to make Dede become the most dazzling elf in the gorgeous contest. Lord Han Li, this is it. If the total score in the 2 rounds can reach 72 points, it is a very stable value. The score in the first round is multiplied by 1, and the score in the second round is multiplied by 2. After adding up, we get 72 points. It will be relatively safe. Players usually hide their moves in the first round and use their full strength in the second round to catch other opponents off guard, so a score of 75 or above is the safest score. Nozawa said quickly. Then let the mini dragon and the little dream monster go to the first and second rounds. Adapt to the situation. Yang Yu scratched his head, feeling that his idea seemed not very good, and then looked at Dede. Dede, no matter what you think, everything will be done in accordance with your wishes. Dede was also thinking in his heart at the moment. Now that you've met it, it's best not to miss it. However, Dede wants to think more and more broadly. After all, Dede still has to follow Yang Yu to a higher level as a trainer. It is not clear whether Dede Wang Millie will follow him together if he agrees. After all, Millie has her own career here in Sakura country. This is a responsibility. Not just for myself, but for Millie as well. Because Dumb himself and Dumb King Millie are both the leaders of a group of slowpoke beasts, this means that this matter is not only a matter of Dumb Self and Dumb King Millie, but also the people of their own group behind them. Slowpoke, slowpoke. Perhaps, they would be very willing to see this scene. Dede even believed that even if the Daepo chefs were trying to sell iron, they would do their best to help Dede achieve such a wonderful event. Only, Dede was a little shy. A little nervous. It's not the kind of love between elves yet, just a vague and hazy good feeling. I don't know if I should do it, but if I don't do it, I won't get anything. Come on, this is for you. Yang Yu was also a little uneasy, but more importantly, he was looking forward to it. In Yang Yu's hand, there were 2 elf balls. One of them belongs to the Salted Fish King, and the other belongs to the Great Beauty. At this moment, his left and right hands were holding the 2 elf balls on his stomach at the same time. His round head lowered and he stared at the 2 elf balls shaking together. Yeah. With Xian and Big Beautiful Pokeball around, Dede's nervous mood calmed down a bit. Yang Yu suddenly asked, Nozawa, have you ever gone to catch the Carp King? Huh, Nozawa was completely confused. At this time, Lord Han Li said that Carp King. What means? If you have gone to capture it, call it out and it will be here, Yang Yu said immediately. This time, Nozawa didn't ask any questions. Master Han Li's order was given directly, and all he had to do was follow it. Cluck K. Cluck K. In an instant, 4 Magikarp suddenly appeared in the VIP room, jumping sideways. His eyes were dull, his eyes were slanted, and his face was confused. Definitely pure blood. Yang Yu. Why the hell, Nozawa, you caught 4 Magikarp in one go. Can you raise the 4 Carp Kings? Yang Yu's head hurt a little. Forget it, he hasn't evolved yet, and there are more important things. Yeah. Looking blankly at the 4 Carp Kings jumping around in the VIP room, his eyes lit up again. While holding the Xian and Big Beauty Pokeballs in his hands, he hugged each Magikarp in turn. That kind of long time. It was like the feeling of meeting Xian and holding Xian tightly on the first day in Ocean Park in the memory. It gave Dede an endless power. Nozawa, this is the Magikarp that Dede has opened up. You have to take good care of it. I think the biggest Gyarados I had was the one I held when Dede was still a slowpoke. Yang Yu, he patted Nozawa on the shoulder. Unexpectedly, at this moment, Nozawa suddenly knelt down and bowed with great solemnity. Thank you, Master Han Li. Yang Yu wanted to say something else, but after thinking about it, he patted Nozawa's shoulder again. Yeah. Standing blankly, his eyes bright, he had made a decision. He'll start in the first round. Until the end of the gorgeous contest. This is a stupid decision. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Xiao. Chapter 665. Nozawa, Koitetsu won't give me small shoes to wear, right? When leaving the VIP room and heading to the competition preparation area, Yang Yu asked Nozawa. These words made Nozawa start wiping the sweat from his forehead again. With so many spectators here, Professor Koik's scoring will definitely be fair and impartial. Yang Yu nodded and said casually, that's right. If he dares to make any more tricks, I will directly challenge him through the Elf Alliance. Nozawa. Big boss, you can't afford to offend. The clothes worn by the contestants were indeed as Nozawa said. Most of the male contestants wore suits, while the female contestants wore various skirts. Although it was an elf beauty contest, everyone wanted to show their best side. Trainers naturally need to be more gorgeous. Yang Yu is number 47. In the group stage of the fifth group of players, number 41-50, he was ranked 7th in the first round and 4th in the second round. He was not the first to play, nor was he the last. The number is still there. Not bad. Wind Fairy, use cotton spores. Babble. In the venue, green fluorescence began to be released around the Wind Fairy's body. Surrounding the Wind Fairy's small body, cotton spores floated up and down like a rhythm. This was the beginning of the release of the move, not the end. Wind Fairy, the wind rises. At this moment, bursts of exclamations erupted from the audience. These small fluorescent lights are like dandelion seeds, like parachutes, carrying cotton spores and scattering in the surroundings with the wind. In the center of the green fluorescent light, the figure of the Wind Fairy becomes brighter and brighter, and the concentrated green fluorescent light, as if transformed into a forest spirit, floating freely in this place. There was applause. The perfect combination of cotton spores and rising wind is like a dream in the forest of fireflies. Not bad, Ishihara Mika commented with a smile. My rating is 8.2. Contestant number 46 Tanaka Fumise thanked him repeatedly. In the end, after removing the highest score and the lowest score, I got a score of 24 points in the first round, which is currently the highest among the 6. The next one is Han Li. This person, Grandpa Housekeeper, it's the big brother who showed up during the audition a few days ago. In the VIP room, little Lolikinza looked at the TV screen and couldn't help but cheered. The ivy snake not far away seemed to think of some memory of having her body hollowed out, and was so frightened that she shivered. A few of them were shaken out from the hiding places on the body. So his name is Han Li. Is he a trainer from China? Kinza little Loli tilted her head. No matter where the trainer is, regardless of age or gender, who has stepped onto the stage of the gorgeous competition, then come on, brother Han Li, come on. The old housekeeper smiled slightly and watched quietly from the side. It's just that Ivy Snake's expression is not very natural. When he thinks of the emptiness, loneliness, and coldness a few days ago, all the grass-type energy in his body has been drained away by the growing fruit trees. If the trainer works harder, it feels like it may not even be able to stand up today. At this time, other people in other VIP rooms naturally recognized Han Li. President Hasegawa, this person is Yang Yu. Although his name is Han Li, I recognize him even when he turns to ashes. The Huaguo gym level trainer also used a Taoist sword at our battle site a few days ago. The trainer whose gym level Gyarados defeated Vice President Kudo's 6 elves with one move. Yang Yu, Han Li Hasegawa's eyes aroused great interest. In the student union, he is the student most likely to obtain the Elf Alliance gym level trainer certification among the freshmen to seniors in the entire school. Kudo is even worse. I know, I will take a good look at his performance in the gorgeous competition. Although there is no chance to compete in the elf battle arena, it is not bad to be able to experience the mastery of moves in an entertaining gorgeous competition. Hasegawa. He was still stroking the elf ball in his hand, feeling very calm in his heart. Kudo, that reckless man, shouldn't have stupidly bumped his head into the elf's roar at the battlefield. Did he really think that he was invincible just because he had Gyarados? On the field, Yang Yu, dressed in an off-white suit, appeared. If you hold a sword in your hand and wear Taoist robes, you may have a very good match with King Yunman Han Li, but it doesn't matter, the suit is also very good. It's free, who doesn't like that? There are a lot of people, but this is good. Yang Yu held the elf ball tightly in his hand, everything was ready. In the VIP room where Yang Yu was, there were Reggie Long Rockstone, Little Dream Demon, Tijipai, Mini Dragon, and Natural Bird, and even 4 Carp Kings that were jumping around and had been consecrated. Together with Nozawa, cheers for Yang Yu's stupidity. Contestant Han Li, please start your performance. Although Koike Tetsuya's voice was intact, there was no good intention in his smile. The battlefield incident at Tokyo Spirit University and Tetsuya Koike's action destined the two people to stand on opposite sides. However, the superficial work still needs to be done. Secretly, the flash of swords and shadows have already begun. Daidu, what happens next is up to you. Yang Yu took a deep breath and looked at each of the judges in turn. When he looked at Wang Mili, he paused for a moment. The appearance is not much different from that of Dede, but the hat is not as noble as that of Dede. After all, the golden conch hat is a symbol of friendship between Dede and the salted fish king who have been tempered by thunder. Anyway, Yang Yu's first impression was that this Dede Wang Mili might be a little thinner and shorter. After all, Dede was well raised and he could cook whatever he wanted, whether it was stir-fried or braised. Whether it is barbecue or stew, it is full of flavor. The elf ball is open. Etc. This is. Stay, 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 stay. King Slow. Yaduo. The audience in the auditorium exclaimed in surprise, then suddenly stopped, and then started to get excited again. Koike Tetsuya didn't expect that Yang Yu would summon the nuclear bomb level elf Slow King in the first round of this opening. This was to prepare. From the beginning of the first round, do you show your attitude of crushing the entire audience? It's not that trainers from China are generally very reserved in their work. They tend to be a little gentler at the beginning, just like the mini dragon used during the audition. Why did it suddenly change its style? King Slow, Miku Ishihara's eyes were full of brilliance. She didn't know much about Yang Yu. If Yang Yu was a famous breeder in the gorgeous competition, then Miku Ishihara must know about him. This player Han Li is too what a surprise. Where did it come from? The judge who was most surprised was none other than the 5th heavyweight dude Wang Mili. Golden conch cap. At this moment, under the spotlight, it shines so brightly. A very special Slow King. More importantly, his strength made Mili feel stronger than herself. Yeah. Dede was actually very nervous, but since he had made the decision to give it a try, Dede would never let Yang Yu and Xian down. Dede needs to show his unique charm to attract the attention of Dede Wang Mili. Because Dede is the king of Dede, and Mili is also the king of Dede. Therefore, Dede believes that she can clearly feel the meaning contained in Dede's moves. I closed my eyes blankly. At this moment, in the venue, the sound of rising tide began to appear faintly, and an image of watching the rising and falling of the tide seemed to appear on the screen. Behind Dadu, blue water waves slowly appeared, and began to rise little by little. In the eyes of the audience and the judges, it really seemed like they were on the beach of the sea. The waves hit one after another, and some spectators even stretched out their arms to block it, for fear of being hit in the face by the waves. Dede controlled this wave of water. Listen, does the sound of the tide have the call of the sea? This is Dudu's favorite sound of nature. King Dede is the sage of the sea. Close your eyes and listen carefully. In the wave after wave of water waves, can you feel a beating heartbeat? In this sea wave, wave after wave conveys the dull thoughts and thoughts. This move is the wave of water. It's just a very common water type move. It's just that under the super strong control of Dudu, the rhythm of the water and each wave seems to be able to stir up the hearts of the audience. As the waves of the water's fluctuations become bigger and bigger, the sound of the waves becomes louder and louder. From the beginning, it was just ripples of water, bit by bit, with the rhythm of the voice, with the faster and faster heartbeat, from bit by bit, to love like a tide. Just like lovers meeting each other for the first time, there are shy ripples in their mood. As the relationship becomes closer, the feelings become deeper and deeper, then they become vigorous and turbulent, and finally, the sound of water waves changes from rough waves to turbulent currents, and then returns to ripples again. Little by little, it becomes lighter and lighter, and finally returns to calmness. Yeah. Dadu opened his eyes. At this moment, the water waves around him had disappeared, and there was only one elf left on the venue of the gorgeous competition. There was not even the slightest trace of being soaked on the venue. The silly show is over. He quietly glanced in the direction of dumb Wang Millie. Dumb Queen Millie is already immersed in the surroundings of this beautiful picture and sound. It was at this moment that the first round of applause rang out from the judges' bench, and the applause that gradually rose up like a tide resounded throughout the entire gorgeous competition venue. What a move to move the water wave! What a beautiful artistic conception! 10 points, Miku Ishihara was deeply attracted by the dull performance. 10 points. 10 points. 10 points. Even Koike Tetsuya, who has no good impression of Yang Yu, has to admit that in the gorgeous competition, Yang Yu's performance as the Dumb King has been used to the fullest in one move. This move of water wave is amazing. 10 points. It's not because Dudu can only score 10 points, but because the judges can only score 10 points. The score of the last judge has not been revealed yet. The beauty of the water waves in the scene just now began to appear in Wang Millie's mind, and suddenly her eyes lit up. Maybe she has new inspiration for designing clothes. Score the last one and show it off. Undisputed 10 points. Dadu, well done. Yeah. Asking for votes. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Renhuo Xiangxiao. Chapter 666. What an amazing ability to control moves. Grandpa Butler, this is so amazing. The move that King Dude used just now, was the wave of water, right? Kinza little lowly turned her head and asked in surprise. She had seen a lot of water fluctuations, but the water fluctuations with rhythm and melody like this seemed to have an extra nature while performing the moves. The singer in it is amazing. It's the wave of water, but this wave of water not only contains King Dude's mastery of water power, but also very unpredictable superpower. Miss Kinza, can you hear it? Is it like the sound of the ocean? Yeah, I heard it. I even thought I was on a beach in the ocean. In the gorgeous competition, the effects of the moves are immersive. Just because they are simple water fluctuations, it makes this slow king even more powerful. Kinza little lowly was thoughtful, and immediately nodded, looking at the equally serious Ivy Snake beside her with a smile. Xiao Ching Ching, you can be so powerful in the future. Ivy Snake feels stressed. However, Pressure is the best motivation for Ivy Snake. Yang Yu he came to the preparation room in a daze, and the faces of the players in the same group were all green. Why the hell are they so tragic? The first four groups did have very powerful contestants in the gorgeous contest, but they didn't perform in such a perverted way, right? You must know that Miku Ishihara, the master of the gorgeous competition, rarely gives a 10-point rating. One move of water wave is flawless, just like entering a magic water world created by King Slow, where water and superpowers the combination of so strong. This, isn't this contestant the one who made Miss Kinza cry in the audition? One of the contestants seemed to have realized something. With such strength, let alone Miss Kinza, even if there were 10 or 100 of them, it seemed like they would be beaten to tears, right? The most uncomfortable ones were the players in the same batch as Yang Yu. Because of the Dudu Wang Shui's wave first, their elves moves, even if they are very good, but in comparison, they are not even scum. They lack artistic conception, and they are incomparable after all. These players feel really uncomfortable. Why is this pervert in their group instead of in another group? Forget it, let's compete for the other 3 spots. At the end of the first round, there was about a 90-second break. This was also a time for the judges to communicate and discuss with each other. Ishihara Miku was very curious about Hanli's true identity. There are only 2 Slowking Kings in Sakura country. The other Slowking King is in the sacrificial temple and is in charge of sacrifices for Sakura Kingdom to pray for good weather in the coming year. The other one is in the sacrificial temple. It's none other than the judge guest beside me, Wang Mili. Koik-kun, you seem to dislike Hanli as a trainer. Do you know him? Ishihara Miju's eyes blinked like autumn water, and her every smile was charming. During the discussion at the judges' table, Mili Wan could use her superpower to isolate the sound, so the outside world could not hear it. Koik Tetsuya has a deep affection for Ishihara Miku. After all, they are both gym-level trainers, and Ishihara Miku is a master of the gorgeous competition. No matter her age, appearance, or career, Koik Tetsuya admires her immensely. Naturally, she appreciates everything. Word. Hanli is another name of this Chinese trainer. Perhaps you have heard of this person's real name. His name is Yang Yu, Koik Tetsuya said in a deep voice. Yang Yu, the youngest gym-level trainer in China? Now, it seems that he is still in his sophomore year at the Spirit University. Ishihara Miju was a little surprised. It turned out to be him. No wonder I haven't heard of this name. Yes, what's more important is that he is not an ordinary gym-level trainer. He obtained the gym trainer certification and became a gym-level trainer in one fell swoop by defeating the Elf Alliance gym leader. When Tetsuya Koik said this, there was obvious jealousy in his tone. Ah! Ishihara Miku was really shocked this time. How is this possible? Challenge the gym leader directly, succeed in the challenge in one fell swoop, and become a gym-level trainer with no water content and full of gold content. Is this equivalent to a 20-year-old Elf Alliance gym leader? OMG! Although it was impossible to hear the detailed conversation between the judges, the director turned the camera to the side of Tetsuya Koik and Miku Ishihara very humiliatingly. At this moment, the people who were watching this gorgeous competition in front of Sakura Nation TV or in front of their computers became extremely curious. What is it that makes my wife, Miku Ishihara, so surprised? What did the handsome, elegant, and easygoing Professor Koik say again? I really want to know, Gan. The short break passed in the blink of an eye. The second round of the 5th group has also begun. The first person to appear in this round is number 50, followed by number 49, and so on. Yang Yu is the 4th one to appear. It has to be said that as soon as the second round of competition started, the players showed all their strength and had to fight for the remaining 3 places. Yang Yu he stayed in the preparation room, watching the contestants and judges on the TV screen. More importantly, of course, the judges. To be honest, this idiot director didn't give our silly Wang Mili more scenes. Yang Yu was so angry that he wanted to summon the Salted Fish King to swoop that idiot director away. Don't know who we are going to see? What are we looking at, Miku Ishihara? What we want to see is Mili, the stupid king. Although Dayday's first move, Water Wave, attracted Dayday Wang Mili, it seemed not enough. The more powerful an elf is, the more cautious he will be when choosing an elf partner. So I won't be discouraged if I stay still. Time can verify everything. Dayday was not in a hurry, but Yang Yu was extremely anxious now. This was probably the feeling of the emperor is not in a hurry, but the eunuch is. Dayday is one of Yang Yu's most important elf companions. From acquaintance to separation, and then from separation to reunion, now he has gradually reached the peak of strength in the elf world. He was able to meet his favorite Dayday during the journey. Yang Yu, I've never been so anxious. Fall in love, chase girls. Why is it so troublesome? To be honest, if Yang Yu is in a school, no matter which school he is in, there will be a lot of girls who like him, whether they are elves who covet Yang Yu or Yang Yu's people. In short, Yang Yu doesn't like that kind of girl feel. I even started to feel a little envious. Let's not mention the Salted Fish King. Did that guy seriously chase the great beauty? If he chases him seriously, I'm afraid he won't be able to catch up even if he wants to, and he will have to give way to him. Ah! Of course, Yang Yu was just thinking about it in his heart. He was happy because he was happy for the Salted Fish King and Mali. Once again it was Yang Yu's turn to play dumbly. After the wonderful performance in the first round, the second round just came on, and the audience gave a very warm applause. This is the charm of the gorgeous contest. This is to appreciate the beauty of the elf's moves, and to bring a beautiful visual feast to the audience through the confrontation of relaxed and gorgeous moves. Good is good, bad is bad. Everyone can see it at a glance. This place itself is a relaxing experience. If you want to see something exciting, why not go watch those elf battles? This is a kind of spice in life. The 5 judges also gave their own applause, especially Ishihara Miku, who was looking forward to what kind of performance this round of Dayday would have. Mili, the idiot king, still had that serious expression. She wanted to see what kind of surprises and inspirations this round of idiots would bring to her. On the stage, Dayday felt the gaze of Dayday Wang Mili. This feeling is very good. Nice to meet you. Come on, Yang Yu shook his fist after giving up the stage for Dayday. Dayday tilted his head and smiled, then began to close his eyes. Yeah. This sound also means that Dayday is ready. The whole place was strangely quiet. No audience wanted to ruin such an artistic performance, and some even began to open their eyes wide and hold their breath, not wanting to miss even a second. There was such an incredible perfect score in the first round, so in the second round, what kind of move world will it be like? Open your eyes blankly. In the venue, it seemed as if a red sun slowly rose on the surface. Sunny day. It's a sunny day. Ishihara Miku couldn't help but exclaimed, a move that can change the environment of the venue is absolutely incredible, and more importantly, King Slow is an elf of the water and super energy systems. How could he control the sunny day? No wonder, no wonder. The weather-changing move mastered by King Slow is in the water gym. Tetsuya Koike suddenly came to his senses, but the words he just said were stuck there again like a thunder strike. King Dudu controls the sunny weather, the water gym leader doesn't ask for rain, she also has a mosquito-repellent frog king with hidden properties of rainfall. It's indeed him. The old butler in the VIP room gradually brightened his turbid and deep eyes. The change on the stage on the day of the audition was that the sunny day helped Ivy Snake better ease the vitality needed for growth. Although he knew that it was Yang Yu came to help, but didn't know how. Now, he understands. Grandpa Butler, it's the big brother and his slow king, right? When I was on the field, I felt that the sun seemed to have become stronger, it became dazzling. It turned out to be a sunny day for Slow King. Kinza's reaction was very fast. Although she was still a little confused at that time, but now, seeing the simulated sun rising on the stage, she understood immediately. It turns out, Big Brother helped her so much. Yes, there was indeed the help of Sunny Day on the stage at that time. The old housekeeper was very pleased that Miss Kinsey had the keen awareness of the elf's moves. At this age, seeing King Slow use Sunny Day, she suddenly felt it just came to my senses. It's really amazing to be able to think of the secrets contained in it. Rain or shine, the sun always rises. On a sunny day, Day controlled this simulated sun that was condensed with the power of the sun that evolved from his superpower. He controlled the sunlight so that it was not so hot, just like the rising sun. He stretched out his right hand blankly, in front of himself, and touched some water drops with his fingertips. These water droplets quickly evaporated, forming water vapor and rising into the air. The magic sound is here. The audience can hear the slight sound in the morning, perhaps a bird's song, perhaps the voice of an elf. Dazedly, he yawned lightly. Maybe it's time to get up. An incredible scene occurred. The water vapor condensed and rose up, and under the control of Data's superpower, it seemed to form fluttering and soft white clouds. The white clouds gradually blocked the rising sun bit by bit. At this moment, clusters of rays of light burst out from the simulated white clouds. The clouds under the sunny sky were gradually dyed with a layer of golden red, which was beautiful and shy. Data let a unique rays of light fall on the judges' table of Data Wang Millie by coincidence. It seemed that the rays of light shone in front of Millie by itself, but in fact, Data controlled it with superpower. However, if you pay attention, only the stupid Wang Millie will notice. A little bit of goodwill. The rising sun and the clouds formed by dripping water. Data is like a great painter of nature, presenting the natural and beautiful scenes in the elf world in front of the audience. This is the nature that Data loves. This is also a natural liking. This is the second chapter of Data, Love is like the rising sun. This Slow King is so awesome. His control over the moves and his understanding of the moves. Through this move, De Sunny, it is enough to prove that he has the ability of a master-level elf in the magnificent competition. This control does not have that the scorching heat of summer is the most valuable thing. Only in the subtleties can one see the gorgeous carvings. Miku Ishihara couldn't help but stand up. It's so straightforward, this is the charm of the gorgeous contest. Good, that's good. How could there be such a terrible trainer? He is only 20 years old. At this age, I am afraid that many trainers cannot even reach the threshold of advanced trainer. How come, he is only at the gym level? Hasegawa, the president of the student union of Tokyo Spirit University, was a little confused. The movement of holding the elf ball in his hand was frozen there, motionless. If it were just a move called water wave, Hasegawa might still have the confidence to use a combination of moves to win, but what about now? Moves such as De Qingtian that are difficult to master have been so easily displayed by the Slow King. How can the other moves be accomplished by the Slow King? This will be a gorgeous show for King Slow. Hasegawa is still thinking about how to compete for the secret power move learning machine that wins the gorgeous competition. Now, I want to eat shit. But why is this? Hasegawa's eyes suddenly saw the scene of the dull Wang Millie shown by the director on the TV screen. At this moment, Hasegawa seemed to realize something, and felt a little sore in his heart unconsciously. A sour patch. The contestant actually paid attention to the judges. Hasegawa glanced in the direction of Ishihara Miku. He also thought about it, but unfortunately, he didn't dare. Asking for votes.